All right, I'm not going to waste anyone's time today. Let's just jump straight into the madness because there's plenty to speak about. And just so you guys know, the Cheesecake Lady has responded to all the nonsense that people were talking about to her. 5 million views, 5 million people reacting to that video and her nonsense. 5 million. So, she was bound to respond. But the crazy part about this whole situation is that it's her and the guy that she tried to embarrass on an interview. They're on an interview. Okay. So before we get into it, I would like to do my hellos, how do you do's, and then we'll just jump right into it, shall we? Hello, Netters Network. Hello, American Patriot. Hello, Troy. Hello, Adega Outlaw. Hi, guys. Hello, Super Suka Ballet. Hello, Bad Brother. Hello, Jacob. Guys, hold on one sec. I need to close one of the doors. 1 second. Okie dokie. All right. Hello, Samael. Welcome in, Samael. Hello, Thomas. Hi, guys. You said my truck life. Oh, my truck lift was a success. Wonderful. Wonderful. You had spoken about it. Wasn't it a Tacoma, was it? Wasn't it the Tacoma that you were about to lift? Or I'm not sure. But anyway, okay. So I want us to begin because honestly, I'm too excited to get into this. And I don't know about you guys. I'm really excited to see because I didn't watch this just so that we could watch this together. Okay. That's my dedication to you all. And I expect a little bit of gratefulness. I expect a little gratitude in return. Okay. Be grateful. All of you. Hi, Troll Patrol. Wow. I haven't seen you in a minute, Troll Patrol. You been all right? I know some people, they come in, but they don't say anything. They just like come in and lurk in the bushes. I hate this part of this microphone, but I guess it's just a necessary part of life. 1 second, let me cough. I don't want to cough to you guys. Okay. Yes, I was right. It was a Tacoma. Okay, the Tacoma second generation. I love those trucks. Everybody knows I love when it comes to pickups. The Tacoma is my favorite. They're just great trucks. I don't know what it is about them. They're just great, and I gained that appreciation from living outside of the U.S. And those Tacomas, they're just wonderful. Like I said, they off road, the crappy roads that if you guys haven't been outside of the USA, outside of this country, roads are trash. Okay, roads are filled with potholes, like big enough to fit your whole car into. Okay, I can't tell you the amount of cars that I've had ruined because of, you know, non-American streets. It's horrible. And I'm sorry that my voice is not the best today. I don't know what's going on with me. I am suffering through a horrible headache today. But here I am, still pushing and getting through it. He says, all good, thanks. Sometimes I can chat, others just listen. I see. I see. All right, so I think let's begin. Let's begin. Another thing is, I'm not usually streaming on this type of day. Usually, I don't stream on these days, on Thursdays. On these days, I act like I don't even know what day it is. Hello, Mr. Renegade. Hello, Nezzy. But typically, I don't stream on these days. But today, I just had to. Once I saw that this lady did a response, and she actually did another get together with the guy that she tried to embarrass in front of 5 million people. Imagine my shock. All right. Hi, Keela. Welcome in. You want to do strip club story hour? What a great birthday present. I love my Libras, my fellow Libras. Welcome in. But are you going to do strip club story hour, Keela? Tell us about your adventures at Le Strip Club. I don't know how you guys go to those places. Like, I don't know what it is, but like, I haven't been to one yet. But when I see them on TV, they look like places where women are like so pretty and they look so tall, and but then the other side of it is that they also look so vulgar. You know what I mean? So I don't know how you guys entertain those type of establishments, but I guess everybody has something for everyone, right? But I mean, I've seen them on movies. That's the only time that I've really seen strip clubs. And when Keela talks about his like experiences in the strip clubs, he makes it seem as though he has relationship with these girls that he goes to patronize. He makes it seem like he has a relationship with these girls, like he irritates them. Some of them like him, some of them, it's like, I don't know, it's like a school. It seems like it's like school or something like that. I'm weird. I'm so green, I know. Hi GB, he says don't go to the strip clubs. It's just men diving in our lust and desires. Aren't men always doing that though? I mean, let's be real. Aren't men always doing that in one form or another? I mean, I would say everyone is doing that in one form or another, right? I mean, everybody has lust and desires, and a lot of women it's shopping and getting over on men, using men as ATMs, and then for a lot of men it's looking at beautiful women. I don't know. I don't know. All right, guys, are you guys ready? Let's just start. Mr. Renegade says the only thing about the Libra is it's an air sign, like the Gemini. Thursday naughty corner. Yeah. Libras are air signs. I guess I'm an air sign, but I definitely feel more like a water sign. I feel like a water sign because I feel that I'm flexible, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I feel more flowy. I think I adjust to things. I go with the flow. Not so much go with the flow, but I'm able to adjust. I don't know. Whatever. We don't need to talk about this nonsense. It's stupid. Hi, PG Bear. Hi, Biro. Good morning. Good morning. It's morning somewhere. Hello, Barry. Happy birthday, Keela. Yes, happy birthday, Keela. So, is it actually today, Keela? Today, like really today? Or was it like yesterday and you're saying, you know? All right, here we go. Zelich says he wouldn't be caught dead in a strip club. Oh gosh. Oh. Iraqi roads are the epitome of horrible. Don't speak about my Middle East like that, okay? Don't talk about the Middle East like that. I will Allah Akbar you. I will. Why did I use that as a threat? I will Allah Akbar you. All right, here we go. Sorry, guys. All right, I want us to start now because I need to. Yes. Oh, Keela says, at this very moment, my queen. Don't call me queen because my head will get big. Nobody do that to me because I know myself. And once my head gets big, I'm going to say off with all of the rest of your guys' heads. Don't, don't, don't gas me up. I'm one of those girls you do not want to gas up because I will start dominating everyone. Hi, Dex. Welcome in. It's taking you guys a bit to come in today. It's taking you guys kind of a while to come today, but I think it's because you guys aren't used to seeing me on Thursdays. You're not used to seeing me in the weekdays. So I can understand why it's taking people a long time to come. But I don't have time to wait for them. We are about to start. I don't have time to wait. So let's get to it. Here we go. Now, this is the woman and the man from the video, from the Cheesecake Factory video. This gentleman here has a talk show and he is interviewing them. This is just a piece that I want to play. I want to start here because the beginning of the interview was rather dry and crusty, but this part is where it starts to pick up. So let's begin, shall we?
Seemed to really disagree with what he was saying. Now, you had a definitely a different opinion before he gave you his mind, right? But you seemed very receptive to it. Can you explain to me kind of what you were thinking and how you saw him in that video? Because he's saying they took him in a negative light. What do you think?
Well, yes, I think once we had the conversation, I could see my role in the conflict.
Okay. Okay.
Let's back up a little bit. To be fair, I mean, I was always raised that the man is supposed to cater to you.
Oh God, here we go. She has not learned anything. She hasn't learned absolutely anything from this whole experience. Now she's still saying, well, I was raised that the man is supposed to cater to you. Cater to what exactly? He's getting to know you. It's your first date. And she's still saying that he needs to cater. Cater to what? Who are you? What crown do you have on your head that's invisible that the rest of us cannot see? I'm already getting irritated. Okay, I'm sorry.
I mean, you're courting me, so court me. Mm-hmm. That means wherever I want to go, you take me.
Absolutely.
Whatever I want, you buy me. That's courting.
No, it's not.
I'm looking for a provider. So
okay, she's looking for a provider. Good for her. That is not courting. Guys, let me help you. Just really quickly for those who don't know what courting is, because we do this in my culture, and this man is Indian. The man that she was trying to go out with is Indian. And I'll tell you what real courting is. Courting is not giving this woman all her heart desires. Courting is not taking her to the moon and back if she asks for it or she pleases or what have you. That is not courting. That is called simping. Okay? Or that could happen if the man has already developed an interest in you and you have an interest in him and he chooses to do that for you. But that is not courting. I'll tell you what courting is. Courting is going out with a purpose. Courting is not meant to last long. It's not meant to be years on years on years. Courting, it is done with intention. This is being with someone, dating, as they say, with intention of marriage. This is not a thing. It's not a game. Courting is way more serious than dating. Dating, you give yourself more time to, let's see if we like each other. Let's see how let's see, let's stay together a couple of years and see how we deal with certain situations in life. And so that's not courting. Courting is very specific time, is a lot more serious. And courting also will involve them knowing about your whole past, getting to know your family very quickly, getting to know all the things so that marriage can happen shortly after. Courting is not dating, and courting definitely is not simping or taking the woman wherever she pleases or letting her act like a little princess. Women, when they are being courted, it's harder for a woman when she's being courted. That's what a lot of women don't understand. Courting is not some sweet thing. Courting is very specific. It has a goal, very goal oriented. So there you go. It's not about her heart's desires. So no, I don't know who told her what courting is, but that's definitely not what it is.
Oh, but after the conversation, I could see how there was a lot of in that exchange. I was definitely very self-centered, and I can appreciate if I do want someone to provide for me, I at least gotta be a little bit nice.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. So now I ask you this, based on your idea of dating before your conversation with Jay, how did you grow up? Who also thinks that way? I'm sure you have friends who think that way. I've heard it a lot.
I mean, everybody. I mean, that's what he's supposed to be, the provider.
Absolutely.
So, and I'm a beautiful woman. So I'm expecting to be treated like royalty.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Let's just say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. A woman should not feel the need to go around telling people that she's beautiful. Let those people decide for themselves if you are beautiful or if you are not beautiful. You don't go around telling people, I'm a beautiful woman. Hear me roar. I'm a beautiful woman. Treat me like royalty. Okay. This is okay. For all the women, do you guys know, I want to share something with you. Do you guys know of another YouTube creator called Shira7? If you guys don't know who I'm talking about, Shira7 is a YouTuber. Okay. She's a Black woman in her 40s, I believe. Very beautiful woman. She's married to a millionaire. And she gives dating advice to women, but she gives it in the worst way possible, because she tells women that men are there so that you can use them for their finances and use them and abuse them. And once they're done, their value is gone, to basically drop them to the side. That your values matter first, that you matter first, and he is always to come second. That he needs to dedicate his whole life to you and only you. This is what Shira7 says. This woman in this video clearly has listened to a lot of Shira7 videos, because Shira7 is the type to go around saying, I'm beautiful. You need to buy me this. You need to take me to expensive dinners. You need to put me in a mansion. You need to, you need to buy me a house, buy me cars, buy me everything. What are you going to do in return? If this man does this, will he even get respect in return? Will he even get a good woman? Are you going to take care of said house? Are you going to anyway, Shira 7 is the one who basically says men need to provide and do everything, and a woman is to just sit there and enjoy it. So I believe that this woman has been listening to a lot of Shira 7 because she's saying, I'm beautiful. You don't need to tell the world you're beautiful. The most beautiful women in the world, inside and out, don't go around telling people how beautiful they are.
I mean, come on. So that's
but
what I was
the
doing.
kicker is, how do we treat him? And that's where the disconnect was.
Right.
In the video, now of course I'm sure you think of it differently now, but in the video you basically told him that, you know, you're not going in there, you know your value. It would be embarrassing for you to go inside a Cheesecake Factory. A lot of people like Cheesecake Factory. Now, so when I see that video, I'm thinking, okay, she must have some friends who probably would disagree with her going inside a Cheesecake Factory. Your peer group. So peer pressure probably keeps you from.
Never lived that. Oh my God! I would have never lived that down.
Wow! Ate the Cheesecake Factory. They wouldn't let you live that down.
No, I have an image to protect.
Wow!
Kid does not do that. That was that.
She said that she has an image to protect, hence why she cannot be caught dead in a Cheesecake Factory. Take a minute and look at your screens. Everyone in the chat, do me a favor. Take a minute, look at your screen. Look at the woman sitting at the end of that sofa. Look at her body. Look at the way she's dressed. Look at her makeups. I mean, I don't mean to do this, but she's the one forcing people to look at her and be so critical. She's the one bringing it on herself because she's making it seem like she's this and this and that. This is the only reason why I'm calling this out, because if this woman was a good woman, a kind-hearted person, I would never point these things out. But because she's bringing this upon herself, look at her. She said that she has an image to uphold, an image to protect. Look at her being out of weight, out of shape. Okay, makeup looking horrible and weird. I don't know what's up with the makeup, the purple lipstick and so on. I don't know. Look at the clothing that she has on. She's talking about this image that she has to hold up, and that's why she can't be caught inside of the Cheesecake Factory. Yet, you look like that is where you live. You look like you live in the Cheesecake Factory because of your weight. So I don't know what image she's speaking about. If you really want to care about your image, care about your weight. Care about learning to do your makeup properly. Care about not wearing those ghetto earrings, those ghetto circle earrings. You know, somebody said something. I'm going to tell you guys this. Now, don't get mad at me. I'm not the one who made this up. Somebody told me once, they said the bigger the woman's earrings are, like those hoops, when they wear the hoop earrings, that means the bigger certain other attributes on her are. I'm not going to say what it is, but somebody said that to me once, and I've never forgotten that they said the bigger the hoops the woman is wearing, the bigger other places are as well. I know that's mean, but
that was my circle, though. That's how,
sure.
That's how we roll.
Sure.
I mean, to be quite blunt, that's how we roll. Hypergamy is a big thing in my circle.
Mm-hmm.
It's what we've been taught. Why? I mean, as a Black woman, I'm gonna go there. I mean, as a Black woman, we're really tired of having to settle. We want to be treated well.
Mm-hmm.
We want that soft life. So that's what I thought I was going after. However, what I understand is a part of having a soft life is being cooperative.
Being soft.
Not being combative.
You're
right?
Actually being soft.
Right.
Being receptive, being sweet.
Absolutely.
Being pleasant, right? Because we do understand the value of resources, but it can't be just something for a lifestyle. Resources, a man's resources is not just for a woman's experiences and traveling and the lifestyle they'll live when married. Is for providing for the family and the children. And that's
so what she's talking about is a soft life. If you guys don't know, online, you can just Google it or put it into YouTube. Google soft life for women, the soft girl life. Soft girl life is what women are aiming to live. They're aiming to live a life of luxury and men who treat them softly. They want men to brush their hair for them. They want men to help them with their clothing. That they they care for them when they're going downstairs or something like that, that they're always protecting them and they're always taken care of. And this is what this woman is aiming for. She says she wants a soft life, but there's nothing soft about her. And for those who are saying that the reason why she looks taller is because of her rear end, because of her butt, that's not the reason why. This woman is actually 6'1". She is really tall. She's actually tall. And the man, he's Indian, and I think he said that he's something like 5'9". So, and not only is she taller than him, but her stature is bigger as well. Like even her arms, her legs, her shoulders are broad. Like she is just a big woman, and there's nothing wrong with that because he was willing to love her no matter how she looks. A lot of men still care about the woman's personality, not so much of how she looks. So anyway, soft life, that's what she's talking about.
That's why she should seek a man and, you know, respect his resources or prioritize his resources, not just for what it can do for her. Right. And so when you were in the beginning of it, you was just saying, I'm not doing it. It seemed really selfish. Right. And I appreciated that when I saw the video myself. That's one of the things I covered is, wow, I've never seen a woman that receptive to being accountable. Right. Mm-hmm. And you were. But Jay, however, didn't want to go out on a date. He wanted to discontinue that date and he wanted to take it on to the house. Mm-hmm. Jay, is that your first time stopping a date midway through and going on back home, or?
Yeah, something like that's, I'm sorry, at least, yeah, that's the first time I've really like put my foot down to that kind of extent. But it's not like an isolated incident, you know? Like I've gone on dates with several people now, even before her, where they had very specific things they were looking for in.
1 minute. I'm sorry to cut it off mid-sentence, but somebody said something about her super suka. He said she's hunched and closed in. Right, poor posture. But another thing about her posture is that because she's bigger, I think this is her attempt of making herself look more smaller and delicate. I think that's her attempt to look smaller and delicate. I don't believe that her poor posture is because she's masculine. She's just trying to look smaller, I believe. Yeah. And everyone else is hunched in this sofa as well. Doesn't mean that she should because she is a woman, but still.
In a boyfriend or whatever. And even within my own circles, right? And that's just not something that I'm looking for, because I was raised like we were talking about how she was raised, whereas with me, like my family, like we've passed down the name for ages, and we're a very close knit, strong family.
You passed down your first name, Jay, like your father's and father.
Yeah,
how many generations, probably?
I mean, I couldn't really count it myself.
Wow.
Because I mean, the thing is, like, I'm from India.
Okay.
You know, and the partition happened where like India was separated from Pakistan, and a lot of my family were on both sides of that, and we had to come back together.
Wow.
And we had to. It was very important for us to stay strong after the fact. At the time, maybe we didn't care as much about like creating this legacy, but ever since, it's like that's been one of the strongest parts of our family, is the importance in creating.
So you guys see, you guys remember I told you about this the day when we watched that video. I pointed that out, that he's Indian. I said he is from my region of the world. That is a very big detail, because he is not just going out with this woman for a date. Most likely he's wife hunting. Most likely he's looking for someone to be with him, not just like Americans who just want the attention or just want a moment in time with you. These are people who are serious. This is not a game. It's not a joke. It's something that, you know, they want to have around. And the fact that he's actually risking leaving his own culture to go out with a woman who is not Indian, he actually took a risk with her. He must really like her, because that's not common. If you guys don't know, Indian men do not typically marry outside of their race. So if he's going to do that for her, especially her being a Black woman, this is a big deal. He actually saw some potential in her, and she, wow, she really represented Black women poorly.
Legacy. And with that in mind, like, I've grown up with the idea that I want a strong family here now that I'm living in America. The only kind of relationships I seek are ones where that is the only value. That is the biggest value. That is the most important thing for the other person as well as for me.
Wow. That's actually powerful. So your family going through all that they did.
You guys are wrong. Are you guys roasting her? Wait, you guys stop. He's a giant slayer. What is wrong with you guys? Why are you guys like this? Is it my fault? He's a giant slayer. Big unit. Big unit. What is wrong with you guys? I listen. Okay, wait. Let me read some comments. Barry says Jay has family values. Miss Biggie. Miss Biggie won't fit into his culture. She cannot fit into a sorry. Wait, can you imagine? Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, but you guys are the one who did this. You guys did this. Can you imagine him trying to put that woman in a sorry? No. I'm sorry. Okay. I'll stop. Let's talk for the law. I should not talk like this as a Muslim woman. I'm get it together. I'm sorry, but she put herself in this position. Don't blame me. She did it. I object, Your Honor, and I move to strike. Okay. You guys stop roasting her because you're throwing me off.
It caused you guys to really idealize relationships, right? And
specifically relationships that last.
Absolutely. And so here you are in America dating, and mostly in our culture, where you stated earlier you were a Black woman. Of course, we have been through some things, right? In our culture here in the States and throughout the whole diaspora, I like using that word. But a lot of times our culture has been stripped, and we haven't yet began to idealize relationships, so we're more so going along with the flow. So here he is in America, and he's meeting a woman who's in America, and she sees dating the way Americans see dating. And so I can see the clash in that.
Yeah.
He's looking at you as if that's selfish. You're looking at him as if, he's treating you beneath your worth, your actual value. So.
And she actually says, yeah, right. He's treating me beneath my value. Yeah, right. She actually agreed to that. This man who's conducting this interview, he knows how to put words, and a good woman, right? Let's not even say a good woman. I'll be nice. A woman who's not self-centered, okay? When she hears that, when she would hear, yeah, and you felt, that he's treating you beneath your worth, a woman who's not self-centered would say, no, that's not what I meant, But she was like, right, is beneath my worth. I want to share something with you guys. Although they may not be of the same culture, it is true that a lot of Black women wear Indian women's hair. So, in a way, they're kind of, you know what I mean? There's some connection there, because most likely the weave that the Black woman, if he gets married to her, the weave that she'll be wearing will be of women from his race, of his culture. So, in a way, they're kind of connected in a way. Anyway, it's like, kind of connected in a way because of the yeah.
So here's what I want to do, guys. I want to go back a bit. Can y'all tell me how y'all met? I want you to tell me how you guys met.
So I was in Midtown, and I barely even have time to go out with friends and all that.
I want to hear this.
It was a really close friend's birthday, so I went to get some drinks for the first time in ages, and I saw this beautiful woman who it seemed like every other guy in the bar was either intimidated by or too shy to talk to. And I thought, what the hell? Why not? And she was, minding her own business. And I asked her, her name, Alicia. And I thought, that's a beautiful name. And even despite how loud it was in the bar, we were still able to talk a little here and there. And I got her number, and she had to go. And so we kept talking after that for a little bit, and then like a week later, I asked her, "You want to go out to this restaurant?"
Yeah.
And I told her it would be a surprise, and maybe that might be a problem on my part. You know, it might have raised the expectations a little bit, but
I want to say something, guys, and don't get mad at me, okay? Don't get mad at me. He did put his foot down in the end, but I would like to see him be a little bit more confident. I would like to see him speak a little bit more strong. You know what I mean? He speaks very soft, like he's kind of he doesn't want to be offensive. And the thing is, sir, people are already on your side. Be who you are. Speak right. Sit up straight and say how it is. You know. But he is being so like, and then we were, you know, I'm like, come on, because we're rooting for him, and I'm like, speak it, sir, speak it, speak strong, put your chest out, chest out, head up. But it's all right. I mean, I get he might even be nervous, so who am I?
I guess the surprise ended up being Cheesecake Factory, where
Right.
the original surprise was.
I want to get to that. You had something else planned for her, right?
Yeah.
Because of how the evening went, the Cheesecake Factory happened, right?
Yeah.
So
can I just say before
sure.
I love the Cheesecake Factory, and it's a place that I've gone to for like every birthday. So like it wasn't just like a random restaurant to me. It was also like a place that I've gone with my family throughout my entire life, and I love Cheesecake Factory.
So you didn't. So obviously the because you guys were late, she wasn't ready. You weren't able to take her to the restaurant that you wanted to take her to. You figured I can't go wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yeah.
It's my old birthday restaurant, you know.
It's my lucky.
She'll love it.
And that's the lucky spot too.
Well, not only that, she does look like she's dressed for the Cheesecake Factory. Let's be real. This woman looks like Cheesecake Factory is her spot. She looks like Cheesecake Factory is her jam. Okay. This is a typical woman that I would see in the Cheesecake Factory. Let's all be honest. If I go to an expensive restaurant or a high class, 4 or 5 star restaurant, I don't expect to see this sitting next to me. Okay. I don't expect to see her. No, I don't. Maybe him because of how he dresses and so on. Her, no. She is a lot more classy than she thinks in her mind. No.
The
lucky spot. Okay, we'll come back to that. Well, no, I'm kidding with you.
Okay.
Alicia.
Yeah.
So Jay, you see Jay walking up to you in the bar, say Midtown. He's walking up to you. He's going to talk with you. There are other guys around you. Did you notice those guys probably want to talk to you? Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
So what made you say, okay, I'm going to give this guy a chance? What was it about him?
Well, he was bold enough to come up and talk to me for
confidence,
one.
Okay.
So yes, I definitely am attracted to confidence.
Mm-hmm.
He just seemed like he had a pure heart. He was, very thoughtful, engaging.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only he won me over.
No, he didn't
win me over.
No, he didn't.
But
no, he didn't. You freaking liar. Oh, I can't stand people who lie blatantly. Woman, I want to say a word that I'm not supposed to say, but you wench, you heifer, you lying cow, you. She just said, oh, but he won me over. Let me take a break. Because I don't want to say a bad word. A man who has won you over would not be in a position where you're videotaping him on a first date to try to embarrass him. Oh, he won you over? That's how you treat men who won you over? A man who won you over would not have to take you to these fancy restaurants in order for you to feel valued. If a man really won you over, you'll be there for him and his time and his attention, not trying to get attention because of the fancy restaurant you went to. If he really won you over. My eye is twitching. What do you mean won you over? That's a real woman who is won over. She appreciates the seconds, the minutes that she gets to be with the person that has won her over. If they're just sitting in the car on a rainy day and watching the raindrops fall and just sitting in the car and having conversation, that woman is going to be elated, excited, super happy and content with that. Why? Because she's won over. A man who has won a woman over doesn't have to work extremely hard anymore. Because why? Because he's won her over. He doesn't have to work that hard anymore because she's won over. I mean, the definition is in the sentence. The definition is in the name. So she's lying. She is lying. And the thing is, why are you lying? What? I mean, she's not making herself look any better. Let's be real. But she's acting like we didn't see. All right, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to rant like that for that, but that just...
I'm a tall woman. And so there wasn't necessarily like that immediate attraction. But as we began to talk, it was really his heart that made me say, I'll give this guy a try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that where you draw your line? Is that typically you don't date guys who are, guys have to be at least your height or taller before you would date them?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that. That probably makes it difficult finding someone suitable for yourself. You are what, 6'1", 6?
I'm almost 6'1", yeah.
Almost 6'1". Wow. So that means, let's see, 14.5% of men are at least 6 feet, right? But that next 2 inches for you to find someone taller than you, that's 3.6% of men in the entire world that are tall enough that are at least 6'2". Is that discouraging?
I mean, I only need one. I only need to.
You need one, but he needs to be that height. He needs to make the resources, right?
Yeah.
He needs to be funny. He needs to be charismatic.
He also needs to be able to tolerate your narcissism. He also needs to be able to tolerate your grandiose image of yourself, your own view of yourself, because you would rather spend the whole night looking in the mirror talking about how royal you are and how wonderful you are. He would also be having to be willing to tolerate that. Okay, it's not even just about height. Even a man who is taller than her will still not look man enough because she looks so manly. And that's not her fault. I understand it's not her fault how her genes are. Okay, it's not her fault. But one thing that she can control is her weight. She can control that and a few other things that she could tweak to make herself look more demure and sweet and a good prize for a man. But I'm sorry, this is not it. If this is what a man worked hard for, think about it. The type of woman a man can get is basically saying, I worked hard and this is the type of woman I can get, because good women go to men that have earned it, right? Supposedly, this is how it's supposed to work, right? This is supposed to be a prize. A woman is supposed to be a prize for a man. A man works hard all his life and then he gets a wonderful wife. That's your prize. You get a great partner. I don't even like to say it like that, but you understand what I'm saying. When I say partner, I don't mean equals by far, but I'm saying you get someone to live life with you, to be there with you through life. This woman, even if she got a man that's taller than her, she still looks that way. Okay. I'll keep my words to myself. GB says, I'm telling you, that guy has money. He does. Did you see his car? Do you remember the car he was driving? I believe, now that I took a minute to look at the car's interior, I believe it was a Porsche. I believe it was a Porsche Panorama or something like that. That's what I believe, but I'm not certain. GB says, I'm telling you, the guy has money. That's why she went out with him. Thank you. Bingo. And that's why she expected a 4 or 5 star restaurant, because she probably said, well, if you're driving this nice car, then you need to take me out to this 4 or 5 star restaurant. Okay. Anyway, he's being focused and grinding. She is not physically attracted to him. She wants his money. Didn't I tell you guys that on the first video? I told you she is not attracted to him. She is not. You can tell. Women act different when they're attracted, and there's so many ways to know, but I'm not going to go through the whole list. She's not attracted to him. What is there? Listen, there's so many differences between the two of them, right? Clearly, she comes from a different culture, a different way of living, and a different type of man that she's used to. She's used to certain types of men. And I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. If you guys don't know, Eastern men tend to be a little bit colder. Eastern men tend to be a little bit more demanding. I've noticed that Western men and even Black men tend to be a lot more forgiving to women of their bad behavior, and they tend to tolerate a lot more. They just do. That's just how I think Western men are raised, because they're always taught you treat the woman like a princess, open the door for the woman, don't curse around the woman, don't do this. You can never hit a woman. There's never a reason to hit a woman. Oh, the woman is a princess, treated like. And I believe that this is part of the reason why Western men get screwed over more than any other type of men. Eastern men just don't tolerate it. They just won't. They'll just drop you off at your house and you'll never see or hear from them again, because they're looking for a certain type of woman. They're looking for a woman that is beautiful, feminine, sweet, smart, kind, respectful. Respect is huge in our cultures. So anyway, she's used to a different type of man, and I don't see where the attraction is that she's attracted to him. I see that he is attracted to her, and I don't understand why. But anyway, but I don't see the reciprocation. I don't see it the other way around. So yes, I believe you, whoever said that in the chat. Yeah, you're right.
He needs to be disciplined, and that doesn't discourage you. Like,
I'm an optimist, but no.
that I like.
Yeah,
I like
but no, I mean,
An optimist.
the logically speaking, I understand what you're saying. I've heard this many times, but I haven't given up on, I hadn't given up on that. But I'm actually open. I really enjoyed our conversation, so I would consider.
Well, sure, and I was going to commend you for that. I didn't see it as a. I know you're saying that they have to be that height, but it seems that you are willing to, make an exception, just like you did for Jay here when he walked up and he had the confidence of a 6'2" man. You were willing to at least hear what he had to say, and that's a good thing.
I can't imagine Jay's family. Listen, I'm going to be honest again. I'm just going to be honest again. I'm sorry, guys. But I cannot imagine this Indian man's family when they come to the wedding. Okay, let's say they get married or they have an engagement party. I cannot imagine what the family would say when they come to the wedding or the engagement party and they see the woman that he is attempting to bring into the family. I listen. I want to be honest, but I know that me being honest is going to sound bad. I know it's going to sound bad, but certain things, right, are very foreign in other cultures, and mine is one in particular. And I know that Indian culture is very similar to my culture. There is an obsession with whiteness, with pale skin, especially for women. Men, not so much, but in our cultures, being pale or being white as possible is a big deal. And a lot of men aim for that because he knows that it'll please their family if their family sees that he married a woman that's, white or skinned or what have you. Plenty of Indian men out there say, I will never marry a woman who's darker than me. That's one. Two, hair. Okay, hair, it's a big deal. Hair is not just hair. Hair is a sign of a woman's race, her background, her culture, her health, her everything. I mean, a woman's hair means a lot, and especially in our cultures. This is why in my culture in particular, we cover our hair because it is so particular for us. We see it as a sign of a woman's beauty. A woman's beauty lies in her hair as well. So for us, it's like that. But for Indians, it's even more of a thing. Indians have a big deal about hair. Hair is a big deal. This woman's hair, first of all, the hairstyle, the braids, I guess you could say the braids, that it's okay, but it's not something that's seen as beautiful in their culture. Let's just be real. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. It's not seen as beautiful in Indian culture to wear your hair like that. In Middle Eastern culture, it's not seen as beautiful to wear your hair like that because for us, it's hard. It's dangerous. Like if you swing your hair, you're going to poke somebody's eye out if it hits them in the face. Our men would not accept us wearing our hair like that because you can't really keep it clean either. I mean, I know there's women online who say, oh, well, we wash our braids. Yeah, but washing a braid is still not cleaning your hair because water is still going to sit in the middle of said braid. It's not actually mold and mildew are a thing, okay? that hair, along with her being dark, along with her being black, it's just a lot of things that the family will try to get. But you know what? Getting past all of that, even if you got past all of that, then there's a difference in culture. Then she's also going to have to adapt to the Indian culture, which I doubt is going to be easy for her. Do you know what I mean? Because she wants to be treated like this princess or some kind of a queen. But in Indian culture and Middle Eastern culture, women are expected to put in work. Okay. Women aren't little princesses that sit around the house all day. You're going to work. If you're home, you're going to be working. You're going to be learning how to cook something. You're going to be cleaning. You're going to be washing. You're going to be doing stuff. You're not going to be a little princess. And you're definitely not going to be taken out all the time to go eat, because we eat at home. Our cultures eat at home the majority of the time. So there's just so many things that I'm looking at this situation. I'm like, would she really fit in? Why is this Indian man wasting his time? You know, unless he really believes that this is something that he could actually go through with. I suggest that he don't waste any more time. You know, it's not worth the trouble.
Because it may not be the cookie cutter thing that you plan out. So if we're going to look for a happy relationship, a harmonic one that gives our children and our lineage what they need for years and generations to come, right? We may have to make an exception or two, right?
Yeah. Sometimes it's not what we want, it's what we need. And we have to be more open to what we need.
That's absolutely true. I was going to say, when it comes to how we date, I think a lot of it is just the information that we have, right? So what I noticed from yours and Alicia's conversation, Jay.
1 second. You said no, it's not okay. Receding hairline from heavy braids and weave is not attractive to anyone. I didn't even mention that. I didn't even mention the damage that, you know, that Black women's hair suffers. This is the reason why I see a lot of Black women who can't grow hair. It's not because they can't grow hair genetically. It's because they're doing so many things. And this whole wig obsession is killing their hair. But anyway, a lot of Black women. And another question is, when she takes those braids out of her hair, what does her real hair look like? Because that is the biggest deal. Like I told you about the hair situation with Indian men, Arab men, Persian men, Kurdish men, all of these type of men, they are very particular about hair. And I can't stress to you guys enough. Black people think that Black men are the only ones who care about a Black woman's hair. That's not true. Our culture, men care a lot about hair. And hair, they want natural hair. They want your natural hair. And if he can't see your natural hair to see what is the state of your health, because a woman's hair, like I told you, a woman's hair can tell her health. It can tell her race, her nationality, her origins, her even fertility at that point, fertility status. Hair is a big deal in our culture. This is why you see Indians and Arab and so on. We have so many hair things, treatments and henna and all this, whatever. We have a lot of stuff because our hair is so important to our culture. So my question is, when this woman, Alicia, when she takes out her braids, what is her real hair? Is her hair small? Is it long? Is it big? Is it short? Is it too tightly curled? Is it loose curled? Is it dry? Is it crispy? Is it flowy? Is it straight? He doesn't know. And so I'm like, this is another thing that is going to be a question, the hair. So, oh my gosh, it's a big deal.
Is that you had a different view of altogether of what dating should look like leading up to a relationship, and she had a different view. And now,
like, what I should say is, I mean, at the very end of the day, like, I understand dating in America is different from where my family's from, and in a way, like, it's perfectly fine to have those views and to think of dating differently. I just think, for me, I have a very specific criteria.
Yes.
And it's not a long list of criteria, but it's just certain values that I
Sure. Well, I think a lot like you. That's why the video stood out to me. I believe relationships should be harmonic. They should be for a reason. So I believe in dating with intent. right? But many people in our generation today, they see dating as something that's just fun. They don't see it as a way to establish a healthy relationship. And that's what I was going to say. There's almost little to no understanding as to what dating should look like when you're trying to establish an intent for a meaningful relationship. And I think that's the biggest problem. It's not so much that people are necessarily selfish or entitled. It's more so that they don't know what they're looking for, right?
No. It's because they haven't been taught. That's the thing. And that I've noticed that is one of the main problems with Westerners trying to navigate the dating world as young people who are relationship wise stupid. This is why we have, again, here we go with the cultural comparisons. Let's be real. But we have standards in our cultures, and these standards are held down from our parents, and they give us these standards. And a lot of times the family is in on it, and this is the reason why, because we can be stupid on our own. Sometimes we don't see the good values in a person because we're too busy looking at how they look, or we don't see the bad things in a person because we're too busy trying to focus on only the good and things like that. I saw something in the thing. Okay, Keela, happy birthday. The birthday boy says, we are most attracted to, I guess you're saying men. Men are most attracted to voluminous, fertile hair. After women have kids, the children, it's never the same. So you're saying that after a woman has children, her hair never grows back the same? Sir, I call bullcrap on that. That's not true, because, I mean, that's objectively not true. There is a time after a woman has her first child that the hair thins out for a minute, but it comes back eventually. It doesn't just stay that way. So stop it. Stop it with the lies, sir. My mother has beautiful long flowing hair, and she's had me. So obviously, yeah. Curly Joe says, yes, Amira, she doesn't have an idea of what a man should be. Because I guarantee she didn't have a father in her life. If she had a father, she wouldn't say half the things that she's been saying. Well, I would hope not, unless her father was a simp, which is definitely a possibility. But she wouldn't be saying half the things that she's saying, and she wouldn't act like that. She wouldn't have had her breast out on the first night either. She wouldn't have had her breast hanging out. That's your first date. Anyway, Revolving Potato, what a funny name. He says, they only look for what they think they want at the moment, not what they need or even think about what they will need in the future. That's the thing. And like I said, this is a situation that they're trying to force. They're trying to force this to work somehow. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. There are certain situations where it's hard. It's hard for certain people to get together, but once they get together, they are sealed for life. You know what I mean? They figure it out and they're sealed for life, and they are good. These two are never going to be good. They're never going to be good. They don't even look good together. Look at the pair of them sitting there. Look at them just sitting next to each other. They look like oil and water. Oil and water sitting next to one another. They're not a match. They clearly no. And if you're gonna say, oh, Amira, don't be shallow, just looking good together is not the center of relationships. It matters though. It does matter, because looking good in pictures is a thing. Sorry, it's a thing. All right. Right. I'll go back to the thing. Oof, my gosh.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Oftentimes we think we know, but we really don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So when he asked you the question, you expect men to go all out on a date, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You said absolutely. If he likes her, he should present that, right?
Yes.
He should lead and be masculine. He should be willing to pay for the meal, show up on time, open doors for her, the whole nine. But when he asked you, what is a woman expected to do? You said, look good, be there.
Right.
And that's where the
disconnect was. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because there should be things that a woman should do.
She said, all I have to do is look good.
Right. So if you've thought about that, could you tell me some of what you think now, if he would have asked you that question today?
Sure. If you think about, watching the video, it's like, how do you expect this person to keep giving, and you're not giving anything back? So now we're depleted.
Absolutely.
And so who's going to pour into him?
Wow.
So, I mean, if you truly do want that type of protection provider, there has to be some balance.
Absolutely.
There you go. She's getting better. She messed up a little bit with the whole who's going to pour into him. He's a man. He doesn't need you to pour so much into him. He needs you to respect him. Respect. Just hold your tongue, woman. That's one thing that women knew how to do for the longest, for centuries, for millennia. Women have known how to hold their tongues. Control your tongue, lest you get backhanded. But that's not how it is today. Now a woman can let her tongue run wild and still be taken to a nice dinner and given treats and presents and flowers.
Absolutely.
So
Wow,
yeah.
that's very powerful. I actually took the liberty to make a list of things that men and women should look for in each other on a date, right? I'm gonna read them to you. I want you guys to tell me what you think of in the end, okay?
Let's
Let's
hear it.
start with what you're looking for in a man. Okay, so what a woman looks for in a man is respect and courtesy. Would you say I'm wrong? Confidence, right?
Yeah.
Communication skills,
Absolutely.
knowing what he wants, where he's going with it, right?
Yes.
Initiative, taking the initiative, chivalry,
Yes.
okay? Resilience,
Yes.
right? So even when you being a little bit, hard to get, he can push past that, right? The resilience, generosity,
Yes.
okay? So here are the behaviors that look good to a man when he's looking for a woman. I'm going to ask you the same questions. You tell me if you like the sound of that.
Seriously, is that all the list that women are looking for in a man? He didn't even mention, see, that couldn't be my list. Maybe I'm just weird. But for my list would be number 1, character. Character is so important to me. Like if you owe a lot of people money and you're running from them, problem. You always have a bunch of enemies, that's a problem. Something is off with your character. Something's wrong with you. Or you blame everybody else for all your problems. Nothing is ever your fault. Problem. Character. The character of a man is, I would say, is the top of the list. But he was saying generosity. Yeah, that's a big deal. He said respect and courteous. Yeah, you could say that, respect and be courteous to the other person. But that's just natural that you ask for in anyone. You ask anyone to do the same thing, no? I mean, that list should have been written by me. Let me write a list. Well, you know what? I don't know. Maybe I'm
Men are looking for kindness, right? You want her to be really kind, really sweet, right? Pleasant. So what about active listening?
Yeah.
And you said when she got in the car, she was putting the makeup on and she wasn't really responding to you or responsive to you.
Yeah.
And you took from that she didn't like you much.
Yeah.
Right. Encouragement. And,
yes,
and you said that, being able to pour back into him, right? Positivity, right? So not being negative, having a smile on your face, right? Respect for independence.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Men in the chat, what does that mean? Can you guys help me? What does that mean, respect for independence? Does that mean like a man who likes Independence Day? No. Does that mean like a man who sees that a woman is independent and respects her for being independent or something like that? I want to say this to you guys too. When we're talking about independence, when I see a lot of people speaking about, these women going out and saying, I'm independent, I pay my own rent, I have a car, I have a bank account, I have a job. I'm just thinking to myself, like, isn't that just called being an adult? That's just being an adult. That's the basic of being an adult, is getting those things and having those things. Those are the basic necessities. I don't understand what's the whole thing about like, oh, I'm so independent. It's like, no, you're just being an adult. You're just taking care of yourself like any other person would do. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired of praising for no reason.
Adaptability. Okay. There was this time where you wanted her to hold your arm, right? And walk you so you could walk her to the car, and she didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
You expressed to her that you didn't like that. And that made you feel like, of course, when her not being on your arm, how can you truly protect her, right? But also her not doing that says she ain't really feeling me like that.
Yeah.
She don't really like me like that.
And I get, it was a first date. Maybe she's not at that stage yet. But
I get that too.
Yeah.
Question. Let's just say you're out with him, right? You're on a date with a guy, and
letting her be a fool. I'm gonna rewind it. I know we missed a piece. I'm sorry. Okay, letting her be a fool.
Right, but also her not doing that says she ain't really feeling me like that.
Yeah,
she don't really like me like that.
And I get, it was a first date. Maybe she's not at that stage yet. But
I get that too.
Yeah.
Question. Let's just say you're out with him, right? You're on a date with a guy, and some guy comes up, takes your purse. Do you want your date to have your back?
Yeah.
So
he has to protect me.
And even if he's not ready for that yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he shouldn't even ask you on a date if he's not going to protect you or something would happen to you. This is why you should take his arm.
Who's going to protect
You see,
her?
so it may feel
Look how big she is. Look how big. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm not. Listen. This is the reason why men want women that are smaller than them, and this is why this is the situation that looks best, because a man wants to be seen as a protector. But if he's with a woman that towers over him, this woman's forearm is bigger than his whole leg. Look at her forearm and look at his leg. Who is he going to protect? This man would throw himself to the wolves to get killed, while this woman, this giant of a woman, is sitting in a corner like, oh, thank goodness that you're here to protect me, when you could actually be the one protecting both of them. Like in this type of case, I believe firmly that if you are bigger than your man and you're stronger than your man, then you need to be the one that gets out on the front line and fights when somebody comes to attack you guys. You should be the one protecting both of them, and he should be the backup, because let's be real, you have a better chance than he does at winning this fight. Let's be real. We have to put our best foot forward. And if you are the best foot, then madam, okay, you need to, am I wrong? Let's look at him. Why would you expect this man who's half her size? He's just gonna throw himself out there to get killed.
I feel like I'm giving this guy too much of me, but it's more like I'm being cooperative to the roles that we're playing. He's going to protect me if something happens right now, and so I'm going to stand close to him. This lets the people on the outside looking in know that I'm with this man. He is taking care of me. We're out together, right?
It's like it kind of shows that you trust.
Absolutely.
I think I felt like
Trust is a big
word. What women get out of a date is a free bodyguard, because if anything goes wrong with her, he has to really put his life on the line.
He's trolling. I swear he's trolling. This guy, he knows what he's doing. This host knows exactly what he's doing. Sir, I'm on to you. I see what you're doing. You're not getting away with it. I can tell. Okay. He's doing this on purpose. See, she's getting a free bodyguard. Come on. And that guy, the Indian guy, he's probably sitting there thinking like, sir, seriously? Do you see the situation that I'm in? Okay. You know how in India we ride elephants? She might be the thing I might have to ride. She reminds me of the elephants back home. I can just get on top of her and run off into the wind. Sir, I see what you're trying to do. He is trolling. This guy is trolling. I'm on to him. But he's doing a great job at it. Go ahead.
For her. Mm-hmm. So if a man asks you out on a date, you shouldn't say, I'm not ready to hold your hand. I know that seems like a move forward in a relationship, so to speak, but it's actually just part of a date. Your goal is to give him an example of what it would look like if you were his partner, and his goal is to do the same. Mm-hmm. So to a man, you not doing those things makes it appear that you're not that interested.
Definitely not ready to be a partner, I guess.
It also kills his ability to be completely masculine for you on that date, because if you won't take his arm, then,
I feel like when you just said like trust is a big word, it is a big word.
Wait. Before he goes into what trust is, we also need to speak about this cultural difference here. When he was talking about her grabbing his arm and so on. Gosh, my hair is in the way, guys. Sorry. When he talks about her grabbing his arm and so on and so forth, there's another cultural aspect here that we can speak about. Now, he wouldn't ask this of an Indian woman. I do not think, I could be wrong, but I do not think that he would ask for physical touch on a first date from an Indian woman, because typically in our cultures, we do not do PDA. We do not do public displays of affection. This is why you'll almost never see an Arab man and an Arab woman out in public kissing. You'll never see them hugged up on each other and booed up. You'll never see an Arab woman sitting on her man's lap and doing all this and rubbing their legs together. You will never see that, because culturally, we don't do that. He would never ask that or request that of an Indian woman, in my view, because he understands that culturally we don't do that. It doesn't mean that we don't like each other at all. It just means that we don't need to display that type of behavior in the public. He asked this woman, because she's American, he asked her to hold his arm when he was walking, I believe because he understands that American girls, that when American girls like you, they can't wait to get their hands on you. They can't wait to start touching you. They can't wait to hold hands. They can't wait to be able to hug you and put their arm around yours and so on and so forth. This is why I believe that that was kind of a test for him to see if she's really interested, because he understands that American women tend to be that way. They tend to be touchy in public. The fact that she didn't want to do it told him in his mind, she's not that into me, because American women, when they really like you, they can't wait to touch you. They can't wait to break the touch barrier. Everybody knows there's a touch barrier in relationships. Once you pass that touch barrier, things become a lot more comfortable, correct? Now, she wasn't allowing that touch barrier to be crossed because she's not that interested.
But maybe the way I saw it is, when you wanted to go out with me at all, that was you trusting me.
Right.
And it did kind of hurt a little bit. I mean, again, I can respect boundaries, but it did still at the same time hurt my feelings if you didn't trust me.
And of course, as men, we're going to try to be receptive to that and understand where you're coming from. But it does kind of limit his ability to do his full, to be his full masculine self in that capacity, right?
Yeah.
The last thing I had here was intellectual stimulation, right? So we like when a woman can respond back and be attentive, right?
Yeah.
Have a good conversation, right? We look for that in women. And I definitely think she appeared to have that. You guys started off on it was a little difficult conversation, but it seems like she understood you. She was receptive to what you were saying. Is that typical for you?
Well, typically a lot of the girls that I met, as I said, like, they're literally only trying to date to date, or to like have, I don't know, I'm allowed to use the word fuck buddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. We're in hookup culture.
Wow.
We're in a hookup culture, exactly. And so like they're just looking for that. And so it's like, sometimes it's not necessarily about the values or anything like that. Maybe it's like more small talk, maybe.
I told you guys that. I told you guys that from the beginning, that he was saying that he's not looking for this American style dating where people in America just date for the fun of it, just date just to date. They're not actually having any type of goal or intention behind it. One moment. Please hold while I transfer your call. My mother-in-law made me Sprite with salt because I am suffering with a bad headache right now. So she said she's, they're old school. They're from back home in the country. She says that Sprite with like a teaspoon of salt, it takes away headaches. And what do you know? My headache is going away. You got to love the great mother-in-laws. Right. So in his case, he says, I'm not looking for F buddy. I'm not looking to have sex. I'm looking for a wife. I'm not looking for this or that. And it's hard in America to find a woman that is looking for a husband. Okay. Wives are very uncommon here. And the men have been vocal about it, how it's very uncommon to find a wife in America because most of these girls just want to date.
And maybe sometimes it feels like, it's something that'll take more time to get her to open up or something like that. Where at the end of the day, they don't want a second date because we haven't gotten to know each other. And that to me sounds so irritating because you didn't want to get to know, we didn't get to know each other because they wouldn't want to talk.
Absolutely.
So it's like,
I completely understand. So as a man dating with intent, you're ending up in these situations where a lot of times you're in hookup culture. And so you're not getting a second date out of it. Meanwhile, here you are, you have spent your money, you spent time with this person who you're never going to likely see again.
Yeah.
Right. Women oftentimes are looking at dates as what they can get out of them, right? An experience, right? Take me to a nice restaurant. I want the ambiance. I want the treatment, right? And with no intent of doing anything special for the guy after the date. So it's almost like it's almost like she's getting over on him.
She is. Clearly.
Like she's using them for meals. And that's what men say. I'm not going to keep taking these women out if they don't like me.
Right.
Don't go out if you don't like me, because then it wouldn't end up where he's on the outside.
Look at her face. Look at her face now. When he's calling it out, thank you, sir. Thank you, fine sir. He's calling out what it is and what it isn't. And look at her face. Guys, look at it. Just take a moment. Oh gosh, work. Guys, take a minute and go like this. Look at her face. Just look at it. She's getting called out. So now she has this like fake smile. You know how people have that stuck smile because they're so uncomfortable, you could say. They're uncomfortable, they feel weird, they feel awkward. So they get their face gets stuck in that weird smile where they're like, but actually they're not smiling, they're not happy. Their face is just stuck like that because they're trying to look like unbothered, trying to look pleasant, but they're actually burning up inside. That's what's happening right now. Look at her. Look at her face. He just said these women are out here using you for meals, using you for dates with zero interest in you. And the moment that they get bored of you, you will never hear from them again. Look at her face. He said it's basically like welfare, like EBT, like you are the new EBT card. Dates are the new form of EBT. Look at her face. Look at it. She's getting called out and she doesn't like it.
Looking into the thing. And what do women say oftentimes when he's upset? I took you to this restaurant, I did that, and now you don't want to get close to me, you're not ready. And she's like, well, you wanted to do it.
Look at that fake smile.
She will let him spend, knowing she's not interested in this man. Now, do you feel that that's wrong?
No.
Nope.
I don't like users. So
Oh no! Wait. He said, "Do you think that that's wrong?" And her first response was no, and then she changed it. Listen to it again. Wait, no, I'm not letting that pass. Did you guys see that? She just said no. Watch. Okay, watch.
Close to me, you're not ready. And she's like, well, you wanted to do it. She will let him spend,
Here we go.
knowing she's not interested in this man. Now, do you feel that that's wrong?
No, I don't like users.
Uh-huh.
I do think I think that we are all adults and there's enough of every type out here.
No, there isn't. No, there isn't. Shut your pie hole. There's not enough of anything out here. Are you kidding me? She said there's enough of every type out here. We're all adults. No, there isn't. Good men and good women are in fine supply, very finite supply. And you have to break windows. You need to trip people up. You need to pull hair just to get yours and keep it. You need to fight for it. You're not going to sit there on a pedestal and it's just going to come to you and no, you need to break teeth. You need to fight for it. And then when you get it, you need to continue to fight for it and keep it. You have to work hard. She's like, oh, everything is in fine supply. Everything is in good supply. Women who think like that get all the opportunities in the world passing them because they're too busy thinking about how many more opportunities are still coming when eventually there's no more opportunities that are going to come your way. But in your mind, you still have more opportunities that are coming. But in fact, the last opportunity that you let go, that was your last one, but you didn't know it. You didn't realize it, but that was the last one. Well, she's like, oh, there's plenty to go around. Oh, if this one goes, there's plenty of other fish.
Not even necessary. Like there are men that really will just spend money on you.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a certain type. There's things that go with that, but there are, men that'll just
they do it for a reason.
And are okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But what do you take from that type of man? If you don't mind me asking, we call that a simp. And we call that a simp when a man is willing to buy you anything, take you anywhere, and you haven't actually earned that from him with your affection or just being there for him in general. How do you see that?
If women are being really honest, I don't think most women actually respect a man that is like that.
Thank you for telling the truth. And yes, Curly, he says this chick looks like she's over 30. She's too old to be playing those games. She won't ever be a wife. Can I say something about that as well? Part of the reason why a lot of men are saying, the reason why they won't date women who especially are over their 20s is because there's not been any maturity. So you're still getting the mentality of a freaking 17-year-old, but in a 30-year-old body. It used to be the case. It used to be the case a long time ago. My mother told me about this, that when you would marry a person who is over the age of 30, you expected a level of maturity from that person because you would think, I married a person who's over 30 because I want someone who is mature. I want someone who I can talk to, who is intelligent, and I don't have to deal with the immaturity anymore. But in this case, in today's world, we're getting women who are of at least a semi-mature age, and they're not mentally, they're still kids. They're still, oh, I'm still a little princess from when they're 12. I mean, what is there to expect out of a woman of bigger age? Once you get to a bigger age, you're supposed to be refined a little bit. You're supposed to be classier. You're supposed to be more intelligent. You should be better than the girls in their 20s because you should be knowing things. You should be smart. I mean, there should be some logic up there by now. But you see this? You can get this in a 22-year-old. You can get this in a 21-year-old any day. This is crazy. Yeah. You're not getting anything better when you get these women like this. I'm telling you. She should learn something by now, but no.
And I think there's two different types. There's the ones that will spend money on and they're objectifying the woman and she's just like a toy for them.
Right.
And then there's the ones that really are
trying to buy his way in, just trying his best to earn any type of affection from her.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of those men, there's a lot of those women who allow that to happen, right? So that's why I take what Jay doing here as being something that is great for men everywhere. Okay. He knew his worth. You are a beautiful woman, but he said, you know what? I'm just going to take her home. I don't have to do this. Yeah. Even to the point when you said, I will go eat with you at Cheesecake Factory. He saw it as, you know, I would have set aside the date, right? Us being late to that reservation. You're not holding my hand. You're not talking to me in the car, but it seems that you pulling out that camera really got to him.
Right.
Do you mind telling me what you probably took by that?
Before they go into explaining this, that's another thing about acting like you're still in your early 20s, late teens. You expect a woman I'm sure she's over 30. You would expect that a woman over 30 would be able to handle a situation properly because you expect a level of logic and intelligence by that age. You're going to know better by then. This is the beauty of going out with someone of that age, that I don't have to deal with immaturity anymore. I am dealing with only grown women. No, you're dealing with a woman who is over 30 and still acting like she's 21, pulling out a camera when she has a confrontation or a problem. Where is your maturity? Where is the maturity? Where is the level of logic that comes with a little bit of age? Nothing. She's like, oh, I'll pull out my camera. She thought that she was embarrassing him. She thought that she was actually embarrassing him by making it seem like he's poor because he didn't take her to some fine restaurant. She ended up embarrassing herself, and good to her. Maybe this will be her learning moment, finally. We'll see. Okay, let's see what she has to say to that question.
You're just on a date, and all of a sudden now she's recording you.
A lot of times, if I'm the one asking a girl out, that's me already offering to pay for the meal, right? That's me already being okay with that, right? But her recording me did feel like that's where I felt like she was trying to take advantage. She was trying to and maybe you had a different view on it, but it felt like at the time that you were just trying to get food, like a free meal from a fancy restaurant.
Yes.
And then you get content from me too to post on YouTube, Facebook.
Exactly.
And you get your reputation ran through the mud. So it's all be done at your expense, right? Now, that wasn't your take. You have many groups where you encourage women on dating. Y'all talk about dating. Right. And this was something that you said, look, y'all see a lot of dates go wrong. Right. So based on your mindset, you really felt like he was taking you somewhere beneath your value. Yeah.
Oh, here she goes again. Yeah. And she still hasn't said apology. She still hasn't apologized, not once yet. That's the crazy part about this. We're going through this whole hour conversation, this hour interview. She hasn't walked this back yet. She hasn't walked back at all. She's only doubling down on her idea of her value and her worth, and however he was doing was beneath her value. Now watch what she's going to say. What else did he do beneath your value, Miss Queen, Miss Madam, Miss Mother Earth?
And you were saying, I'm going to show the world how you're treating me, right? Can you tell us a bit about that so he knows that, it wasn't to embarrass you. It wasn't to, get content, any of that. It was, I felt wronged in that scenario. You mind?
No, I did. I felt like you didn't see my value. And
Oh
you know,
God.
in that moment, I felt like I needed the support of my viewers in that moment.
What?
But and not only that, like he said, you know, I discuss relationships and things like that. So I thought that that was a good opportunity for me to kind of have that conversation. And
Oh, okay, okay. Now I get it. Now I get it. Don't you guys get it too? She discusses relationships online. I think Barry or somebody in the comments said that she's a therapist. She's a therapist. So when you have mental problems, I'm going to say you because it surely isn't me. Let's say you. And you guys can point the finger at someone else. I'm pointing it at you, but you can point it to someone else. But you, when you have something wrong in your head, or you need mental help, or you need emotional help, you call a therapist. That's who you would be calling, because that person is the one who's going to get you through your mental issue. That's the person right there. She's going to help you. She's going to guide you down the right path. This is why I don't believe in therapists. I don't believe in none of this stuff. These people say that they're helping you through therapy and so on and so forth, but you could talk to yourself in a dark closet and get the same effect. Really. These people saying you must come and talk to me and tell me all your secrets and that way you're going to be mentally healed. I don't believe this, because these are the type of people who are saying they're going to heal you. Look at this. Anyway, she was saying something and there was something I wanted to say to it, but I completely forgot because I got thrown off by the whole therapist conversation.
see, like, what does everybody else think?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really taking your feelings into consideration. I wasn't
Yeah.
trying to be necessarily malicious or anything like that.
I understand.
Good. I'm gonna say this, guys, to end this video, okay? In a world with hookup culture, not having much understanding on relationships based on how we're raised, and then you got social media with the instant
Not the worser help. Worser help.
gratification and making it so easily to meet people and replace people. Dating has gotten, it's like a thing that's lost to us. I want to ask these two beautiful people here a question. They had one date that went bad. They have not went on a date since that day.
No,
right?
don't do it. Don't.
Now,
Don't. Oh my gosh.
would you guys be open to another date?
Why would you do that? Why would you?
Knowing what you know now.
I think if we were able to find a way to get our values more in the center,
No.
I could see us trying again.
I mean, yeah, I would be willing to go out on a date.
No. Do you guys see the cat video where the cat was like, no. I am saying that from the bottom of my soul. No. Because the reason is this guy is too kind and too gentlemanlike for his own good. Sir, I'm going to need you to keep that energy that you had in that video when you were pulling out of that parking spot and dropping her off back home when she was confused and not understanding. Well, you need to keep that same energy for the rest of the time around women, around any other woman that you're around. You need to keep that same energy, sir, because that energy is the energy that's going to get you the wife that you want. You being that way is going to get you your wife. He's going to go out again with her. Why would you do this to you? And why would the host, I'm side-eyeing you now, okay? I thought that we were getting somewhere with this, but now I'm side-eyeing the host too. Why would you put this man in another position to be with this ogre again? Why would you do this? She's a heifer. A heifer who's full of herself. Why would you put this man? He's a good man. I'm mad at this. What do you guys think about this? Right, exactly. Don't do it, Jay. Don't do it. I wish I could speak Indian because I would tell you in your language so she wouldn't understand. Don't do it. Don't do it. No. Nay. I know nay. Nay means no in Punjabi. Nay. Nay, sir. Don't. Oh my gosh. He's just being kind. And I think what his thing is, I think he's the type of man who is like, I'd rather keep good energy with everyone around me so I don't have any bad energy out there towards me. But sir, this is your life you're talking about. Dating is a very serious thing. Dating is bringing someone outside, an outsider, into your life, into your family, introducing them into your family, and making them a family member, possibly. This is a big deal. And people take dating as a joke, as fun, as nothing. This is not a joke. It's not a game. And you're messing with your life by bringing this energy in your, okay, whatever. I hope that he's just saying yes at this moment, but he actually declines later. You know what I mean? Like, he's saying yes for the show, but when she starts calling him, all she's going to hear is, doo doo doo. We're sorry. The call that you are trying to make cannot be completed as dialed. Please try again later. That's what I want her to hear. Okay. I can't be the only one who thinks this, but let's see how this ends. Oh my gosh.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. Listen, we want to keep up with this first date. Actually, we're going to take care of this first date. It's going to be on us. So we're going to send you somewhere just like they used to do on all those other talk shows. We're going to take care of it. And then we'll reach back to you guys in a couple of weeks and find out how that's going. How does that sound?
I'd love
to see what you guys are up to.
As long as it's not the cheesecake now.
Oh, and she's still doing it.
She's funny, man.
Yeah.
Guys, this was an amazing episode.
She's funny. The only thing funny is her face. Stop it. She's funny. There's nothing funny about that. She still kept going on with the, as long as it's not this. She's still making demands. Even all of that, after 5 million views, of 5 million people who reacted to that video, she's still saying, I cheesecake, no, I can't be Cheesecake Factory. This is, guys, ooh, I am so, but you know the good thing is they said that they're going to pay for the date, which is the only saving grace in the situation. As long as he doesn't have to lose anything, as long as he doesn't lose any money, he doesn't lose any respect. I mean, as long as those things are intact, fine. If you want to do this, fine, but don't do it for love. Do it as a friendship thing, as a let's make up for going viral on the internet, what have you. So that was the video, guys. That was the video of the interview that they did with that gentleman on the talk show about their date. As you can see, this woman has not learned anything. She is doubling down. She's not going to change. There's nothing, I didn't see anything about her that says, I believe I was wrong and I really need to do some self-evaluation right now. If I were her, which I would never be, but if I were her, I would have a little bit of ounce of dignity and reject that date and tell him, I appreciate the offer. I appreciate your kindness and your willingness to give me another opportunity. But I need to focus on myself right now because clearly there's something wrong with the way I see the world and how I see the situation that I'm in. I respectfully cannot go on another date right now because I need to work on myself. Instead of then doubling down and saying, yeah, we can go, but as long as it's not the Cheesecake Factory again. Oh my gosh. All right. So my mother-in-law gave me the medicine for my headache, but my headache has returned because of this whole situation. So I need to drink another Sprite with salt for sure. But I want to see your guys' comments before. Do you guys want to come on? Do you guys want to open a panel? Wait, we're at an hour and a half. I could go. I actually can go another 30 minutes. I can go another half hour. I'll put the link in the chat for you guys. So if you guys want to come up and talk to me about this situation, feel free, because this is quite the conversation I think that we're going to have. So I'm going to post the link, and the link is there. Mods, please post the link. Every time that you remember to do so, just post it frequently so that people can get on if they want to come on. Thank you. And I'm going to have a quick drink of my Sprite drink because my headache, like I said, all right, one moment. Please hold while I try your new extension. This cup is from Texas. I got this when I was coming back from Texas because I wanted to bring something from Texas back with me. Texas is a great place, but I cannot deal with the humidity and I can't. Nope. The humidity and the heat. I'm sorry. Wow, salt is so good in Sprite. All right. So let me, pardon me, guys. I'm reading you guys' comments. Curly says, chick looking like Cleveland's wife thinks that she's Claire Huck's table. Huck's table. What? Who is Claire Huck's table? Let me see. Let me pull it up on the on my fancy dancy notebook. Claire Huck's table. Let's see what she looks like. Ooh, she's pretty. Ooh, guys, you want to see what she looks like? Here. Hold on. Let me share my screen. She's pretty. Ooh, wait. All right, here we go. Huh. Isn't she beautiful? Look at that. Whoa. See, those are desirable features. A woman like that saying, I can't be taken to a Cheesecake Factory, I would still say that she's up her own arse, but I would say, but she's beautiful. She kind of does deserve to be taken out somewhere fancy. I get that. I completely get that. But yeah, she's beautiful. Wow. What's Morticia's husband's first name? Who's Morticia? I don't even know. Guys, I don't know anyone. I really don't. Now you understand, says Curly Joe. I do. I really do. Curly Joe says she's as fine as Frog's hair. What is a frog hair? And Claire Huxtable is 70. She's 70 and looks pretty much the same. I just saw that. Even her in her old age, she looks good. Wow. That's because some women, their looks, because you have a timeless look. Some women have a timeless look. It doesn't matter what age they are, they're going to always be at the top of their game in their age category. Addams Family? Oh, I see. Oh, it's an old saying because frogs don't have hair. Well, I wouldn't know. I haven't kissed a frog in a very long time because the last frog that I kissed didn't turn into a prince. Zerzes says his only mistake was not putting a paper bag over all that ugly. That's mean. How are you guys? Oh my gosh. You guys are mean. Humility? What's that? Is that an island? No. And Keela says, you guys thought I was kidding when I said cows don't like cheese. Well, we've heard from the horse's mouth. Well, no, it's that heifers don't like cheesecake, not cheese. Of course they love cheese. Did you see her weight? Her weight is a woman who enjoys quite a bit of cheese, oils, fats, grease, salt, sugar. Yeah. You don't get that weight without being highly obsessed with those things. Oh, I have a treat that I want to share with you guys. So I have this Indian treat that I got from the Indian store. Well, it's like an Indian Middle Eastern store, but there's like this Indian treat that I got, and it's called milk cake. If you guys have not tried this, I do recommend you guys checking it out. It's called milk cake. So if you guys go to your nearest Middle Eastern or Indian Persian store, look for milk cake, and then you guys are going to understand what I'm talking about. It is so good. It is. Can you guys hear me? Because I have the mic. I didn't have the mic up to my face. I didn't know if you guys could still hear me. Dex says she doesn't care because she doesn't have to pay. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. A lot of women don't care about, these expensive restaurants. They don't care because they're not the ones paying. They don't even know how much those things cost. They don't even know how much it costs to go to these expensive restaurants because you're not paying. So who cares? You just... And somebody said something, I share it with you. Somebody said that a lot of these women who look for these dates to go to the expensive restaurants, that at their houses, they don't even have food. That if you open up the refrigerator, they have maybe some vodka, some ketchup, and what's it called? The baking powder boxes, baking powder box, that's all they have in the refrigerator. So if they don't go out on these dates, they're not going to eat. Do you know what I mean? That's no way to live. And women are all talking about how it's great to be independent. I'm so happy to be independent. I'm an independent woman. Can't nobody tell me anything. It's not that can't nobody tell you anything. It's that nobody is there to care enough about you to tell you anything. Men who care about you are going to tell you what it is and what it isn't. They're going to tell you what to do. They're going to control you a little bit because they care. But if you have no one there who cares about you, yeah, you're going to be an independent woman. Good for you. I don't think that that's something to brag about. Remember, I tell you guys all the time that women are property? I said that for many reasons. Women are property, and it's good to be owned. Women before you, I mean, it's such a beautiful thing to be owned. It's a beautiful thing when someone takes ownership of you. And in my view, and I don't think this is ever going to change. I can't imagine anything that's going to change my viewpoint on that. If anybody tries to change it, I'm willing to have anyone come and speak to me and try to change my viewpoint on this. But I have many reasons why I believe this. Women are property, just as children are property of the parents. The wife is property of the husband. That's just the way it is. Children are your property. Children are your responsibility. Children are dependent on you. And children are a reflection of you, just like the wife is property of the husband. The husband is responsible for the wife. The wife is dependent on the husband. And the wife is the reflection of her husband. The man is not property of his wife. The husband is not property of the wife. The reason is because the husband isn't a reflection of the wife. That's not how that works. And a man is not dependent on his woman. That's not how that works. And the man is not the responsibility of the woman. It's not how it works. So this is why I say children are property of the parents, just like the wife is property of her husband, but the husband is not property of the wife. But anyway, I guess we have a birthday boy in the chat, in the background. So Keela, it is his birthday. So I guess we're going to have to all gather around and sing happy birthday to Keela. But we have to do it in a different way because Keela is not the regular type of birthday boy. So his birthday song will be, what's the song? Yeah, I love the strippers. I love the strippers. The strippers.
No, 2 Chainz.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I love the strippers. That's your birthday song. It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
Bury me inside the booty store.
The booty store?
In the booty store. He says it.
My husband hears this. I am getting beat. Stop it. I better listen.
Hey, no. He's like, no woman. I got to party with that one. That one. Yes.
No, bury me inside the
He knows my taste. He knows my taste. Yes. We go on long excursion. Yes.
That's hilarious. But anyway, happy birthday, Keela. I'm glad that it's your birthday. You have made to see it another year. You should be grateful. Aging is a beautiful thing because a lot of people never get to see your age. A lot of people never get to see my age. No, exactly. I'm like, a lot of people don't get to see age. So welcome and be grateful and happy for it. And I'm happy that you got to see another year. And I hope and I wish that you have another wonderful year ahead of you. And many more, in fact. But what do you plan on doing for your birthday?
My birthday? You know what? What y'all young people need to understand, when you get a family and you grow up, you start to understand birthdays only mean what it is to you.
Right.
And for me, this is a whole birthday month, you know.
Same here. Oh my gosh. Same. I don't care so much about the day. I'm like, this is my month. October is my month and you can't take it from me. So if you want to fight for it, nothing but space and opportunity. Like, I'm a gangster, right? Like, what's good?
So what's good, y'all? How y'all been? Like, and I'm just, I'm grateful, I'm gracious, to be able to show this moment, with the Pride
He called
fam.
you the stripper man, sir.
Who
That
did?
sounds wrong. Biro. He says that you're the stripper man.
Hey, you know what? I could do it like the best of them, but we're not
Wow. Okay.
nobody that y'all we can keep that between ourselves.
Okay. Alrighty then. So Barry says, yeah, they say it's slavery. I'm assuming you mean marriage. Oh, because I said that women are property, so like they're slaves because of that. Let me ask you, Keela and Larry, since both of you are here, I want to ask the pair of you, what do you two think about the situation with that cheesecake woman now going on interviews and doubling down with her views instead of actually walking it back and saying, I was wrong, I was a narcissist? What do you guys think about this woman?
I'll say this. She, in the interview, because the other guy was trying to be a Kevin Samuels, like you could tell he was a male feminist, and he was, he plays a very good devil advocate. I'll give him that, I'll give him that. But at the same time, like he was just clowning bro the whole time. So how could he really be himself? Because he doesn't, just like many men who are Sigmas, we don't care, to have to win a woman over. We will just be ourselves, and the women will choose who they want. And many times they'll choose Sigmas over alphas. Mm-hmm. And that's what alphas don't like, like alphas don't like that because, she was quiet that whole interview because, and only because he's like, I'm taking you home. And she knew at that moment she messed up. Uh-huh. And so she don't want to mess up no more because she's not used to that. Like she's used to men getting brawly.
Keela, but the few things that she did say, she did not back down. So I'm saying, even though she was quiet, the few words that she did say were completely out of line, in my view.
How can we expect her to? I'm talking
there were
about
no penalties for her.
Accountability.
There were no penalties. There's going to be no penalties for her holding that position. The only thing she had to do.
Pill, we know this to be true. I'm talking about her action. Her action says otherwise. Forget her words. Because evidently they still messing around with each other. And from my experience, it's because, no matter how he's going to be, she desires that. That's why she shut up. And she's going to still have that hive mind when she gets a moment to speak. But in the moment that he ignores her, that's what she hates. Because how he treats her is her desire.
Yeah, but
she doesn't get it. And she doesn't get it from other men.
Okay. I don't think they're seeing each other. I think that it was a chance for her to kind of rehabilitate her image a little bit. And like I was gonna say, there's no real penalty for her holding her position. All she had to do was present herself in a way to not make herself look negative while still saying the same thing, which is exactly what she kind of did. She was quiet. She was more quiet for a reason. But regardless of, what anybody with sense has to say, majority of the public right now, especially other women, they're gonna back her regardless. So I think she was just on there for, for damage control, and that was pretty much it. She'll take a free meal, from that guy, or she'll take a free meal from the host. As far as I'm concerned, the host just simped out too.
Thank you, and guys, stop roasting her, please.
Thank you. We may not see it the same way, but thank you, because that's what I was saying. Is this guy? That's why I say he's devil's advocate. You know what I mean? Like just like Kevin Samuels, and that's very important to remember.
I want to say it to Biro. Biro said, "I don't think Miss Big Old Hands could give a good massage." guys, come on, guys. You guys don't know what she can do with her hands. You guys
she can spank you real good with them ropes she got attached to her head, and half that hair is probably Indian.
But don't I have a point? Don't I have a point that that they do have something in common? She is using the hair of his culture.
I don't even go that far. I don't. I don't even go that far. I can't even smile.
Larry typically says to me when you guys aren't looking, what Larry is that a spider on your wall? Oh, never mind. Oh, so what Larry usually says to me when we're alone, he'll say something like, "Oh, Amira, a lot of these black women, they have the fake hair, and there's some naked horses so cold running around right now, cold and shivering because the black women have taken all their hair." I'm like,
I said that in the chat. I see that
no, but
behind
you say
closed.
it to me. I never see it in the chat because I can't read all the chat, but you say it to
And
me.
that's not exactly what I said. I said there's
Say
a
it.
naked horse freezing his ass off somewhere in the United States or in the
Well, I
world.
can't see it like that because I can't curse. So,
Well, I'm not supposed
Hey,
to
she
curse.
loves horses, all right? That's what she says. She loves horses, and she don't think they deserve this kind of treatment.
right.
Somebody's stag out there is freezing.
And
Yes, I do hate spiders. I hate spiders,
winter's
guys.
coming, guys.
No, I have a phobia of spiders. I'm very scared of spiders. But one thing I'm not afraid of is snakes. I'm not afraid of snakes at all. I love snakes, and I don't mind a snake. I hate iguanas, and I hate coconuts. But yeah, the coconuts had to go in there somewhere. But spiders, guys, I cannot. There was just a spider. Let me tell you, there was just a spider. You guys see this wall behind me right here, right there above that lamp. You see that lamp right there, right there. There it is. That lamp.
Give us a proportion of the size of this.
No. It was huge and it was hairy. Oh no. I had to call. I called. No. I called.
Did you call daddy? Did you call daddy?
What do you mean, daddy? I called my husband. No, my husband.
Is he not daddy?
No, we don't do those.
What?
We don't play those games. We do not play those games. I have a real father. I don't need to call him daddy. No, I was gonna say my father. My husband, I had to call him. Guys, he was like 45 minutes away. I sat there and babysat that spider. I did not move because I was like, I'm not going to lose sight of you. And then I have to come back. And then I'm scared because I don't know where you are. I was like, no. And my husband came home and killed it. But I was freaking out, guys. I can't do spiders, but I will take care of a snake any day. Snakes, I don't mind. Yeah. Oh my gosh, my legs hurt. So
I find that so weird. Like, you have no problem with snakes. I'd much rather deal with a spider than a snake. So I just don't understand that.
It's just something about them, guys. It's just something about them. But snakes, to me, because they're easier to grab, I can grab a snake easily. I know where to grab them. I can handle them. Spiders, I can't pick them up. So the only thing I can do is try to find something to squish them with. But then I have to go find it and then come back. But by the time I come back, the spider is gone. So it's scary. I just can't. I can't.
They crawl in your bed. You better watch out. You better fluff those sheets.
No, and they say that humans on average eat about 8 spiders a year. You know that when you're sleeping.
Keep your mouth.
Right. You sleeping with your mouth open, thinking that you were just coughing in the middle of the night. No, that was a spider going down your throat.
I think they can get in your nose too.
Oh my gosh, no.
But she much prefers snakes. But she
Hey, Killer, remember that news report years ago
They
of
don't
that
go in
lady
your
that
nose.
she went to the hospital and it
Wait,
was a spider in her ear?
Larry, before you, I want you to tell your whole story. But Keela, you said, and I much prefer snakes. You see the difference with snakes? They don't go inside your mouth. They don't go inside your ears. You see what I'm saying? That's the reason why I prefer a snake over a spider. Okay.
I'm sorry, but I have seen videos, via the internet of snakes going into sleeping people's mouths, and
that doesn't happen. That does not happen.
Yeah.
That is somebody messing with you.
That's much more scary to me than a spider. But at least I ate the spider. My stomach digested it, but the snake would try to choke me and then eat me. I'm not happy with that.
From the inside out, trying to choke your stomach. You're like, I feel this cramping in my stomach, like something squeezing it. People are like, "Oh, you're just hallucinating. You're fine." Okay, so Larry was trying to tell you something. Larry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I already said it.
No, say it one more time.
No, just the lady with the news report years ago where the lady went to the hospital because she was having problems with her ears and there was a spider in her ear.
Yeah, it was a big spider.
And they had to flush. Yeah, they had to use some kind of flush to get it out so it wouldn't bite her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
What was
it came running out of her ear.
Yeah.
It was a big brown fucking spider.
Yeah, it was.
What?
It was probably a brown recluse. She lucky she ain't get bit.
She's lucky she's lucky she's alive.
She fucking lose like a third of her brain.
Yep.
What was it doing in her ear though? Like, what do you?
Sleeping.
Sleeping, hibernating, getting
Yeah.
away from the, the woman trying to eat them.
Probably thought about laying a couple of eggs in her ear too.
You know what I've seen? Okay, what I've seen is this. I've seen now. This is not me being racist, okay? But I've seen in black women's hair. There was a woman who wore a weave for too long, and some spiders had crawled in, and they had left eggs, and little baby spiders were hatching, and she didn't notice it because she hadn't washed her hair in like 9 months. So she didn't notice it until things started crawling down her, and she was like, "Oh, there's spiders in this place," or something like that. No, that were spider babies hatching inside of her weave. And she didn't even, oh my gosh. So when they took out her weave, there's actually full videos of it. They took out her weave and they asked her, "Woman, when was the last time you took this out of your hair?" And she said that she had been wearing it for about 9 months.
It sound about right. I would have guessed it's about 8 months.
Don't tell them
My
what their hair
God.
smelled like. Those spiders was trying to swing out of there real quick.
She lucky she only had that. You know what I mean? She could have had like straight up ticks up in there too.
Heck yeah.
Larry's like, they were trying to swing out of there.
More like they swung into it thinking it was something else.
I could just imagine some spiders like, get the hell out of here.
Yep. They parachuted the hell up out of that place. Out of that
Oh my gosh, you guys are funny. You guys are horrible.
You know the irony of this is that the other night I was taking pictures of a big old spider that was making a big old web out of a tree, two trees the other night. And then today, well, this week for some reason, I've had butterflies and hummingbirds, coming swooning around me, which I find odd because I must find myself in, an utter state of bliss that they feel so, abundant to be, in my presence. And I have pictures of this. I gotta show you guys pictures. And
Killa's
I
a
wanna
Disney
show you-
princess.
but
Ew.
I'm sorry, say it one more time.
I said Killa's a Disney princess.
Right, you would think so.
You start-
Fucking living some kind of dream over here.
Hummingbirds following you around singing.
No, just like just like literally sitting there. I'm listening to my music, and they just sit there on the leaves and bop their head.
Imagine
Dancing.
Samael. Imagine
Dancing.
Samael that you're going around Keela and there's hummingbirds following him all the way to the strip club. Like they don't even know where they're going. Guys, I want to show you guys a video of the woman with the weave and then the eggs. You guys want to see it so your heads can itch?
No, I have to take an allergy pill.
Guys, come on, watch it.
I've been drinking. You can't do that to me.
Listen, it's your birthday. You're gonna be drinking all week. Look, let's
birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. Let's watch it together because I want to be grossed out too. Like I want to scratch my head because I want to have my head itch too. So you guys want to have your heads itch with me? Let's
yeah,
do it.
Killa, we'll play some 50 Cent for you. We gonna watch the spiders like it's your birthday.
Okay, so let me that wasn't funny, but I'm going to put it. Okay, wait. So spiders lay a weave. Oh, let me see. Ooh. Oh my gosh. You. So yeah. Okay, there's plenty of videos actually of this. Oh my gosh. There's so many videos of Asians eating spiders. Asians eat anything. Will, where's Art of Will? Will, that's your people. They eat anything, man. Anything. It doesn't even have to have a heartbeat, and Asian will eat
You
it.
realize if he's watching, you just gave him material for a joke.
He's about to.
I haven't seen Will all night. Is Will here?
No, not. I don't think so. If he is, he's being quiet because sometimes he watches without saying anything. Like, he told me that sometimes he likes to ninja watch. I guess it's called, where he kind of hides out into the,
The rest of the internet calls that lurking.
Lurking. Okay. Mm.
He just says ninja because he's Asian.
Yeah.
So, oh, because he's Asian. Ew. Okay, here we go. So this woman left a weave in for almost a year. Gross. It's all white. The hair turned white from mold. It's all moldy. See this, and this is the thing that I was talking about with washing the hair. A lot of these women will say, "Well, even if I have a weave in, I wash my hair." What you don't understand is that when you wash your hair with a weave in it, it's like washing your hair with a cap on while wearing a baseball cap. That's essentially what it's like. And it's like it's still going to have water in the middle of it, so it's going to get mold. So even if you're trying to be clean by washing your hair, even with a weave in the roots of there, it's still going to be wet and squishy and what's it called? Like damp. Yeah, there it is. It's going to be damp in there and moist. And that's just a breeding ground for all kinds of insects and nasty things to happen. Even though the ends might be clean because you washed it, the roots are going to be disgusting. And that's why I say there's no real way to keep clean when you have dreadlocks in your hair, if you have weave, and if you have braids. These hairstyles, there's no real way to keep them clean. You just have to take them out after like 2 weeks. I would say just leave them for like 2 weeks at the most and then take it out. But nobody wants to listen to me because I'm racist when I say that.
I'll ask. I'll ask. How often do you wear weaves that you're so knowledgeable about it?
I'm knowledgeable about weaves because I've done actually Larry knows that I do this. I do the studies about hair, and I've been so interested in black hair for a long time. And I've been looking at this for a very long time, and I've seen how long a lot of these women wear the weave. They keep the style in. And being around even girls, even in my schools, even at the office, what have you, women who wear those things and the smell of them or the look of it, and then them even telling me how long they go without washing it or the maintenance that they do. And to them, that seems completely normal. But to me, I'm like super grossed out. But a person that washes their hair every day might think I'm disgusting because I wash my hair every 3 days. So they might say, "Oh, you're disgusting. You leave your hair 3 days, 4 days without washing it. You're disgusting." So, I think everybody has things that are disgusting to them, but I believe that there's no question if something is disgusting. If you start getting mold, bad smell, eggs of larvae and insects and so on, there's no discussion that is disgusting once you get to those points in time. And not that every woman.
What? 1 second, moment. So, are you
Did
telling
you call me
us?
mom? Did you call me mom?
I said mama. I said mama because
Mama?
you a mama. You a mama. Shut up.
I'll be
So,
your mom. Okay.
Hey, I'm okay with that. So you're telling us that this is what men have encountered, and I think us men can agree that's something that we can care less to deal with. Am I wrong or am I right?
Well, I've seen men give testimonies and talk about where if they're with a woman who wears weave, when you know how when you guys lay down in bed, if you're husband and wife, you lay down in bed and men like to spoon the woman, like basically wrap his body around her while they're sleeping, right? I've heard testimonies of men saying that when they do that, one Keela, 1 second, you are screaming in the middle of me. Anyway, so where they said that they'll spoon the woman, and because she's wearing this weave, that when they put their head behind them, they can smell everything that she's been around all day. Like if she's a smoker or she's been around somebody who smokes, that smell comes through the hair. If they were out at a hookah bar like 3 days ago, you can still smell the hookah bar in their hair. If they went to a restaurant, you can smell all those things in their hair because it hasn't been cleaned. And there's no way to actually properly clean it. And then there's another thing that happens is that if she's an active woman, if she goes to the gym, sweat. Of course, that sweat has a smell. Outside has a smell. Have you guys ever been around children who just go outside for 30 minutes and they come back inside the house? They didn't even do anything. They didn't even get dirty, but they smell like outside because outside has a smell. This is why it's important to wash your hair every, a certain amount of time. That's kind of frequent because if you don't, all those smells just stay there.
About that why, as I was saying earlier, after children, women lose that volume, and you were like, oh no, not quite so much. But the amount of women that have extensions, most of them and this has come from experience of dealing with a plethora of young women. And after talking with them about what it does to their hair, it's not until after they have children that they're okay with it, because a lot of them are trying to chase after that man that desires how the hair used to look because they know their hair used to look that way. And
I don't know what culture you're talking about because, like I said,
no.
Indians, we never have that problem.
However, I live in Southern California, so you won't find as many women down here as you do up north that are able to retain their beauty because they have to chase the men, so they get a masculine man that helps them retain their beauty. If women don't retain their baby daddy, they will, and I'll even say even after, because my lady, her hair,
Hey, just a public service announcement. Really quick public service announcement, guys. This is Keela's birthday. This is the reason why he's talking nonsensical. Please forgive him, everybody. It is his birthday. We will forgive him tonight for speaking gibberish and nonsense. Please continue, Keela. Sorry about that.
Yes. And let's just remember, Amira hasn't had a baby yet, but we can appreciate this. I deal with women who have had babies and haven't had babies, and I see the complete difference from head to toe of their physiology. And I'm telling you, as a man who pays attention to the details, and I will tell y'all, gentlemen, I think we can believe that less is more.
Listen, you acting like because I haven't had a child, but I don't know women who haven't had children or who have had children. You know, I have a mother, right? Did you know that? I have a woman who birthed me, who actually put me through them.
Yes, ma'am. But did she do enough to prepare you? Did she do enough to prepare you for the changes you're gonna find yourself? That's all I'm pay attention to.
Keela, I'm gonna Keela, she went through it and she told me what she went through. I've seen it on her. I don't need to be taught. My aunt.
We've seen it on all our mothers, aunts, aunties, grandmothers.
Listen, they've had children, and is that your woman covering your face? Thank you. She do it, and then you can yank his hair a little bit while you're at it, madam. This is why I love your wife. See, thank you. There you go. It doesn't matter. It's his birthday. He can get beat on his birthday too. It doesn't matter. It's a birthday beating. No, but listen, I know plenty of women, okay, that have had children and they lose their hair for like a few months, like 6 months to a year, and then their hair comes back just like normal. It's not a forever thing. It happens for a little bit. Okay.
But these women, do they or do they not have consistent men in their life?
They're married, yes.
Okay. Like, that's very important, because the single mothers, they're not able to bounce back that way.
You tell me single mothers lose their hair.
And there's more single mothers than there are of individuals as yourself.
I'm forgiving you because it's your birthday, and I'm really close to not forgiving you, but I'm Larry, Samael, help.
Happy birthday, dude.
Yeah.
Stop pushing your buttons.
That's all we're gonna say.
By the way, sidebar: the lady whose photo you pulled up, her name isn't Claire Huxtable; it's Felicia Richard. Claire Huxtable is a character she played on the Cosby Show.
Oh no, not Felicia.
Cosby Show, Bill Cosby.
I think his wife keeps turning off the camera. She's like, "You will not embarrass me tonight, just because it's your birthday." She's like yanking the cord from the computer, like, "You will not." At least she's keeping it classy over there.
She's gonna put him in his birthday suit and spank him later.
Keela. Thank you, Keela's wife. Thank you so much. Keep it under control. Keep it together over there. I appreciate that. Neil says, I'm hearing words from Keela, but can't make any sense out of them. What changes? There's Neil, don't listen. He has been around too many strippers in his lifetime. He can't see straight anymore. upside down is straight right for him. So don't listen to him. He's had it rough. Okay, he's seen a lot of flashing lights, and that's all that's wrong with him. He'll get over it eventually. Larry and Samayo, what did you guys think about the Cheesecake Factory ladies interview?
I already
think it's-
spoke my piece.
Yeah. So I caught as much as I could. Sorry, guys. I had some other stuff that was preventing me from being fully present at the time. But
We don't need it. We don't need it. What did you think of it?
I think that everybody in that video comes off a little weak.
Thank you, Samuel.
I
You
think
know,
so too.
every one of them, including the interviewer.
I think he was trolling Samael. I think he was trolling him because I think he was trying to get her to recognize, or not recognize, to double down. And what she did, she did double down. I think that's what he was trying to do. Is there anything else that you thought about that?
I just like you knew they were gonna be like, oh hey, you guys, yeah, I know you had your troubles, but do you want to maybe think about a second date? It's like, no, why would you fucking bring that up? Obviously, that's not gonna work.
I didn't see that coming. Maybe you guys did, but I didn't. I didn't think that somebody was going to try to put them back into a car together. Why would you put those two in a car together again?
View.
Well, the whole
View?
thing smacks. Yeah,
Fresh
Well,
and Fit. I mean, come on. You can't get no better than this. Imagine if Fresh and Fit started doing this.
No.
not even Fresh and Fit. The whole thing's like a Maury Povich reality TV kind of setup.
I know you did it.
It really
You know,
is.
It's like, oh hey, we're gonna take these people who clearly have nothing in common and put them together again. It's like something that you see on friggin' what was that channel that had the really fat kid on it? Honey Boo Boo or whatever. Yeah, the Learning Channel.
Oh, TLC?
Yeah,
Uh,
it's
Mm.
garbage television is what it is.
I
I
see.
thought you were going to say
Daytime
Fat Albert.
TV. Larry, what did I want to hear you?
I already spoke earlier.
Did you say
About
everything that you wanted to?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I really didn't take away your view on what she said. You were speaking about other things, but I didn't take away your views on the Cheesecake Factory lady.
I think she was just on there for damage control. She wasn't gonna back up off of her stance, but she knows she caught some backlash, and I mean the guy probably reached out for an interview. It only helps her, and all she had to do for the most part was just sit there and smile and and just choose her words carefully and be quiet, and she was gonna come off just fine.
You think? I mean,
I mean,
I
not
don't
to
think
us, but to other people.
because even if it was damage control, and Mr. Renegade, go to the naughty corner. Go to the naughty corner. This is my first time in like 3 weeks that I sent somebody to the naughty corner, but you were going acting like a strong, independent woman. I show you strong, independent woman. Go to the naughty corner. No.
I'm going
So,
to send myself.
so Larry, you said that she was there for damage control, but I don't think she was controlling any damage. In fact, I think she was damaging it even worse. If it was already hanging by a thread, what she did was demolition.
No skin off my back, so that's cool. She get in trouble, she can use her ropes and swing away.
Oh goodness, you are stuck on the rope hair.
I'm just saying.
What am I not right about what I said? Like them being together, him being Indian and her being.
He looks
He
like
desires a dominant woman. Women in India is patriarchy.
hold on.
Caleb, 1 second.
He looks like a ventriloquist dummy sitting next to her.
They desire that.
Well, yeah,
You
Caleb,
probably put him in a diaper and a bonnet and everything. No telling what they did after that.
And tell him roll down the hill, and he'll do it.
Let me tell you. Wait 1 second. I was talking about the hair and them getting married. That if this Indian man's family pulled up at the engagement and saw that that was the woman that he's getting married to, or the hair, like I said, the hair is a big deal. Hair is a big deal in our culture. I don't know if you guys heard that part that I was talking about. It's a huge deal, and her hair is braided, but it's more of an African Black style that will be appreciated in African Black society and culture, not so much in our cultures, because we don't see that as very soft, feminine, delicate, or clean. Really, we don't see it that way, but that's because it's not our culture. There's many things that we do that will be seen as unclean in Black culture, but like I said, the hair thing is a huge deal. Hair is a very big deal for us. And like I said, when she takes out those braids, what is really under the braids? What type of hair does she really have? And what is she going to be presenting to the family?
Nothing. Just scalp.
It's all cap.
It
It's not
can't be
hers.
just.
It's not hers. Like,
Well, no.
Well, no, I take that back because you gotta have something to hook. Well, I guess you could tape
You
it
have to
on.
have something to tie it
Maybe
to.
some
I
dry
mean,
erase marker or something.
but my thing is, so when you see an Indian family like that, and they're going to be thinking like, this woman's going to take our hair when we're sleeping so that she can put it in her head. We can't even sleep in peace knowing that she's in the house. We have to worry about our hair. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm so bad. I'm going to the
weaves were
hellfire.
mostly made. I thought weaves were mostly made from like horsehair.
It used to
No.
be, but now it's mostly.
according to Mira, that's not it. You know, goblins are real. Okay, goblins are real.
True.
Yeah,
It's
the really
mostly.
cheap ones, but
I'll tell you, it's mostly either Indian, um, Malaysian,
Malaysian.
and
Yeah.
Malaysian hair, and then there's a new fad for curly hair. So now there's Brazilian hair. So they have Brazilian, Indian, Malaysian. That's mostly it. That's mostly the three types of hair. And the reason why India is so popular is because Indian hair is some of the silkiest hair in the world. They have like the silkiest hair. And another thing about their hair is that it's always very strong. It's very like coarse, thick. So it's strong and it's great for, you can damage it all you want and it doesn't look bad at all. Another thing about Indian hair is that Indians, the Southern Indians, they shave their heads bald every so often. So they'll have really long hair and shave it at the root and donate it to the temple because that's their ritual of cleaning themselves of bad memories, of impurities, and so on and so forth. This is their
So
religious
you're just
practice.
gonna just take that negative energy and just be like, give it to someone else. Be like, here, take my negative energy.
But that's the point that I'm trying to get to, Akila. This is the point that I'm trying to get to. All these black women putting that hair on their heads, not knowing where that hair is coming from. That hair is coming from rituals. That hair is coming from women who have been through stress and they cut their hair off to relieve that stress because your hair carries energy and magnetic something or whatever. But it's all in your hair and poor
Could be
nutrition
pubic hair
and everything. Poor nutrition and all of that. And so these women, these black women are just taping that stuff to their head, not understanding all the bad energies that come with that.
You know what?
So you're saying that
And
they could be taping Indian pubes to their head?
in your secondary, your backup career is not a beautician, correct?
Are you asking me?
Yes. You're
I
like
think you'd be a
secondary.
good beautician.
Isn't you like you're not a beautician? Like you're not studying to be a beautician or nothing, right?
What does a beautician have to do with what I'm talking about? This
They
is
have to do
talking
with everything
about
with face,
practices. These are practices. I know you're drunk,
face,
but chill.
skin,
Look,
and hair.
I know you're drunk, but listen, this is not about beauty. It's about a practice that is done in India. This is where the source of that hair comes from. This is what I'm talking about. I feel like I'm speaking to people who are all drunk right now. Is everyone
No,
drunk?
no.
I'm not
Because
drunk.
Okay.
because just like me, the only people I understand who speak this thoroughly are people who are beauticians.
I told
Because
you I studied this. It's not for beauty. It's because I know practices. This is religious. It's not about beauty. It's
okay,
a religious
so this
practice.
is straight culture stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Like
anyway,
voodoo.
but that's the thing. No, not like voodoo. Anyway, so that's the thing that they do, and this is what I was talking about with the whole like Indian man being with a black woman and so on and so forth. So that I don't know how you guys see that. Like I said, it's a big deal. Hair is a big deal, and so on and so forth. But I'm gonna go. I gotta get out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We're at the 2 hour mark anyway. Oh yeah, we're past 2 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off, guys. Thank you for joining me. Larry and Samuel, if you guys want to stay, I want to have like a meeting with you guys after, if you don't mind. But yeah, bye guys. Larry, Samuel, is there anything you guys want to say before you go?
Help us.
Thanks
She's
for
about
coming,
to
Pride.
beat us.
Let's get Larry up out of here. What were you gonna say?
Thanks for coming, Pride. It's good to see you guys. We'll see you all next time.
Thank you, Samuel. Larry, guys, don't listen to the cries for help from them. Okay, they're not. Samuel, if you don't get out of the back door, out the back door.
I'm going.
Guys, don't listen to their cries for help. They are completely joking. There will be no need for them to look for help for anyone because they're fine. They are just fine. You know, they are surviving in life and doing just fine. No, I'm not giving you the link, Keela. I kicked you out for a reason. You're not getting the link, Keela. Get out of here. No, no, and no. Talking about give me the link. No, I kicked you out for a reason. Your wife, it's Keela's wife. Please take care of business tonight. Take care of this guy. Oh my gosh. But yeah, everybody's saying happy birthday, Keela. Thank you guys. Super Suka says, oh, the hair is imported from there. Yes, the majority of it. Anyway, the majority of it, because that's how they're able to get all this hair. And the best part about doing it that way is that they get hair that is coming straight from the root. These women, men and children, shave their heads straight from the root. They leave nothing there. They shave the full head off. So, I mean, think about it. The hair industry is booming because of those religious practices. And women putting other people's hair on their heads, I can understand it if you're sick or something like that. But doing that for no reason, I don't really recommend it. I recommend using your own hair if you can. And anyway, I've heard that men prefer natural hair anyway. Men want to feel the woman's actual hair because that is your DNA, that is your heritage, that is your, what do you call it? Genetics, I guess you could say. Your genetic code is your hair as well. Your health, how healthy you are, your fertility, shows in your hair, your beauty, everything is in your hair. Your scent, your natural scent is in your hair. There's just so many things about hair. Anyway, I mean, I have a little bit of an obsession with hair as well. This is why, I am so interested in these kind of hair topics. I've always been interested in hair, but when I started studying and researching Black hair, I reached a whole different territory that I was not familiar with. And I talk to Larry all the time about this, that I'm obsessed with Black hair. I watch Black hair videos all the time online on YouTube. I watch what they do with it. I watch how they wash it, how they do treatments in it, relaxers. And I've also seen just natural, how they style it, how they comb it, how it just everything. Like, it's just completely different routine from the rest of us. They're the only people who have this type of hair, really. I know some white people do have that kind of curly, coily hair, but the majority, of course, don't. So, cultural appropriation. Oh my gosh. I like to pull women's hair. Okay. You can go to the naughty corner too. I'm sending everybody to the naughty corner tonight. Thanks. Yeah. No. Neil says, thanks for the show. No problem. I'm happy to be here. Sorry, guys. Keela says, I'm blinking twice. You know what? Your wife should have you not blinking at all. Keela's wife, make sure he doesn't even open his eyes, please. Let me see. But happy birthday. Let me see. Oh, yeah. GB says Good Hair by Chris Rock. Right. I've seen that video. The movie as well. You can clone people from hair. I think you can clone people from any genetic code that you get from a person, right? I mean, really. Right. And Jacob says that he agrees as well. I don't believe in, like I said, unless you're sick. If you're sick, you can't grow your hair out anymore, or you're really old and your hair is just not as full as it used to be, and you add a little bit of an extension or you put a wig, I can understand that. But you have women who are young. They're in their teens, 20s, and 30s. This is a time where you have your best hair ever. From your teens up to your like 40, until you hit 40, that's your best hair that you're ever going to have in your whole life. Like, teens, 20s, 30s, that's your best hair. And why are women covering up the best years of their hair with wigs and weave? I just don't understand it at all. Because I look at these girls and I'm like, you're young. Why are you putting this stuff in your hair? You don't need it. Just grow your own. But anyway, I can't say that because that's racist too. Speaking of hair, I need to wash mine. Mine is feeling oily. All right, guys. I'm going to let you guys go now. It is a weekday. We have work tomorrow, so we need to get it together. Okay. It's not Saturday. We can't act a fool tonight. So let's get it together. There's work tomorrow. There's work in a few hours, and I am no exception. We all have to get busy tomorrow. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video of that woman's interview and seeing how she's doubling down, how she doesn't care. I do want to have more conversation about it, but just not tonight. I also want to speak to you guys next time about the difference between being savage and being civilized. Me and Samael had a conversation briefly about this a few days ago, and I wanted to have the same conversation with you all. The difference between being savage and civil. You could say civilized, being savage and civilized, because there's been a saying going around that the people who are civilized are actually fake, that your natural state of being is savage, right? So I just want to bring up that kind of topic with you guys. Maybe I'll bring it up on Saturday, or maybe Saturday we'll do something else. I'm not exactly sure what the topic will be on Saturday, but it might be that or it might not be. I'm not sure. What else? Samael has a show tomorrow with Larry. Larry and Samael have a show. I think it's called Abyssal Musings, and that's tomorrow. Go check it out. It's going to be great, as it always is. And he also does his Saturday shows right before mine. I think that's all that I have for you guys tonight. Yeah, I believe that that's all I have for you guys. I might have a guest come on Saturday. So if I don't have the guest, then I'm going to do that topic. But if my guest comes on, we are going to talk about Israel and Palestine. My guest that I might have coming on, she is a raging liberal. She wears rainbow shirts. Okay. And she's also my best friend. So, but we have plenty of bickering back and forth about these type of topics. Of course, I'm racist and I call her a fag. I mean, a flag. And so we have plenty of arguments all the time back and forth, because you can imagine, as conservative as I am and as raging liberal as she is, you can imagine how our conversation goes. And she drinks. I don't. So when she gets drunk, of course, there's plenty of emotion there. And I think on Saturday she wants to get drunk and come on and debate with me. So I think that would be a great show for you guys. Not so much for me, but for you guys, it might be entertaining. For me, I'll probably be stressed enough that I might start drinking myself. Right. Here's the other topic that I had in my phone. The other topic that I had was, I know, kawaii. See, the phone is all kawaii. I know, I'm stupid. Somehow, when I have my phone, I'm like some Japanese kid, but whatever. I swear I'm a classy woman. The topic that I had in my phone for you guys was this. I got the hookup, and I had that in quotes, for talking about hookup culture and dating in modern America. I am doing a little bit of research and studying about hookup culture. And I know that sounds weird. I'm not studying it that way. Stop. But I have been looking as far into it as I can without, of course, I can't really get into it because obviously there's no way for me to even delve into that world because I'm not a single woman. Clearly, I'm married. And, all I can do is talk about the experiences that people speak about. I have no firsthand experience, but people always have testimonies about it. So I can bring that to you. But it's something I do want to discuss with you all. Hookup culture and dating in modern America, and how filthy it is, and how extremely unproductive it is. How you're dating in order to, supposedly you're supposed to be dating to get somewhere, but no one is actually getting to the next step in America. Most people are just staying at the dating stage, and they're just living their whole lives stuck in that dating stage, and it never really gets better. It just stays that way, and I want to speak about that because I believe that is part of the reason why we see America dwindling in the world stage. And people always wonder, like, what would, how could something like dating and this societal issue have a huge worldwide impact on America on the worldwide stage? It's just people dating. It's just dinners and movies. It's just, no, it's not. It goes a lot deeper than that. And this is why I want to speak about it, because also this has been part of the reason why I've seen an uptick in sex trafficking, children being abused and targeted, because now with the world that we have today, with America in the state that she's in today, societally, we have, everybody is so open to being attacked. I'm not using the right words. Everybody is vulnerable right now because men are no longer in the homes. Families are no longer strong. There's no defense against the world or predators because the women are out by themselves. The children are out by themselves. The hookup culture is part of the reason why I believe this is kind of where it starts. The hookup culture leads to all of the vulnerability of Americans. I hope I'm making myself clear. I hope you guys understand me because I'm speaking as I'm thinking. There's also been another study, a poll that was done recently on Twitter, I believe it was. The poll was talking about how they asked the people, do you have an inner monologue? Do you hear a voice in your head when you are going about your day? When you're going about your day, do you have a voice speaking to you? If you do, then say yes. If you don't, then say no. And then the poll continues with, is that voice your own voice? Is it someone that you know's voice? Is it a voice that you couldn't put a face to? Yes or no. It continues with, does your voice prepare you for bad situations? Does it tell you that something is coming, or does it warn you for things, or does it scold you? Like some people have a voice inside of their mind that scolds them and tells them, no, you idiot, don't do that. Or another voice that says, come on, you've been raised better than this. It's kind of like they say it's a conscious. But the thing that was surprising was that they said like 13% of the population does not have an inner voice, does not have an inner monologue. They don't have a voice that's speaking to them. That when they read words, they just kind of see them as they are instead of having a voice reading it to them. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys, but that's another interesting study that I wanted to speak with you all about. Yeah, so I think I'm done. I think I'm done for the night. You said my voice is the cool version of myself. Keela is still alive and kicking. Keela, you should be passed out by now. Go somewhere. Go somewhere, Keela. GB says hookup culture is created by modern women. It's trash, a cesspool of filth. I see that GB feels very strongly about this situation. Get it on. Get what on? What are you talking about? I have on what? What do you mean? What do you mean get it on? You said you have an interesting repertoire of friends. I really don't. I only have like one friend because, like I said, I have nobody. When I say I have nobody, I really was serious. I really don't have anyone. You guys think I'm freaking joking. You think I'm doing this for fun to make you guys laugh. I really don't have anyone. She's my only person that I've ever really talked to. So anyway, yeah, and she's a raging liberal. So you can imagine how our conversations go because she thinks I'm a raging racist and I think she's a raging fag. I mean, why does this keep happening? Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. It has been a pleasure. I have enjoyed our conversation, and I am going to let you guys go. Yeah. Thank you for joining us here at CNN. Yeah. I'll let you guys go. I'm messing up now. I'm starting to mess up, and it's not looking good. So I'll just let you guys go. Okay. Bye.